work done?
Oh yeah, right. Hey, I'm on break this week, so I'm good until next week. The next couple of weeks, back in the trenches, back on the ropes, catching haymakers.
That's it right there. Tell her we
welcome. Yep, you know we live. Hey. You know what time it is. It's Wednesday. And you know what that means. It's the middle of the week shenanigans with your favorite uncle, favorite cousin. Oh my God, our favorite woman, Lolita. Then we got our favorite pastor, Mr. Maurice Ball. And my man down in the corner, Brian B. Knowing. How are y'all doing tonight?
I'm feeling good, man.
I ain't got no homework, so you see this smile.
There you go.
I ain't mad at you, brother. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another lovely episode of Unhinged Podcast. It's your boy Mike Unhinged with the crew. You know what I'm saying? We keep the familiars in. You know what I'm saying? I got my favorite lady right here on my right. You know what I'm saying? I got my favorite pastor down here, and the lady savior always give y'all the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Brian B. Knowing right here, ladies. If you looking for somebody on your side, he is the guy.
Hey man, they just be making valid arguments sometimes. I gotta give him the space. He's like, all right, you was right, my nigga.
You better hope
Doug. I'm glad you be understanding it.
You better hope Doug don't show up. Listen, we got a lovely episode today. You know what I'm saying? We have some I had to call my boy Maurice. I'm so glad he showed up today because we're gonna talk. Listen, main topic of the night, we talk about 50 Cent and his beef with his son. You know what I'm saying? That is a very interesting topic, and I know my two brothers around here want to get on that. But before we get into anything, we got to take a mental health check, baby. 1 to 10 this evening. How's everybody doing? Miss Lolita, how you doing on a 1 to 10?
Yeah, definitely a good 10. Glad to be here.
Okay, all right. Me, somebody must be replying fast. Mr. Bob, 1 to 10, how you doing?
Hey, you see that? I ain't got no homework. I'm 10 all the way live.
Boys, here is 10 all day. Brian B. Knowing, how is the day?
I'm gonna say like a 5. You know how you try and clean your room and you like pull everything out and it looks worse than what it did before you started cleaning? That's like what my life is right now. Like I know what I'm doing, but I had to undo everything to put it back together, and it's just a mess. But we about to figure it out.
That's all right. And you know you in the right place, baby. You can always talk to us. You can talk to Maurice. You can talk to Maurice and boom.
I got you.
Me and Doug gonna fight. Well, hey, I'm on like an 8. You know what I'm saying? I had a vacation high. I had to come down a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta go back to work tomorrow. Because I gotta be a response. Because I'm like this, bro. If I don't go back to work tomorrow and take off Thursday and Friday, bro, that Monday gonna be hell. So let me not like that and take my behind back to work and not just 2 days off. Mental health check 1 to 10.
Oh man, I'm 7.
I'm
sick.
You sick of them damn bears?
I've been sick of them for years, but oddly enough, man, they ain't even raised my blood pressure. I thought they'd be the death of me. I'm actually calmer this year.
That's how you know it's over. That's how you know you're done with it. Like, you ain't even mad no more.
I ain't saying mad. I'm just like, let me check my blood. Damn, they ain't even raising. I'm like, okay.
Listen, that's what I tell you all the time. People hit my line, talk about the Panthers. Well, you can't even make me mad. Hey, look here. That offense is atrocious.
Yeah, right. And free, it's gonna be real bad.
Yeah, I don't think we hit 30 points yet this season, but you know it is what it is. Y'all. So listen, before we get into everything else, man, we gotta hit this intro, man, and we'll be right back. Oh, my baby daddy just got out of jail, and he mad because I'm dating you, so he want to fight you. And I was like, Florida. Oh, okay. I'm not fighting that big ass. I woke up and rolled me a split, then I dipped off on him.
You know what, man?
Gotta get moving on it. Can't be waiting on it when
it's more orgasm, so I gotta get rid of it.
My hands.
So
just get sick in the plan, but
can't put me out there like that, baby. She messing with my success rate. Had to let it go.
Thirsty, you bring up some money, they bring up another topic. I'm like, hey, bro, you bitch looked at me with some funny looking eyes. I don't know what that shit meant, but she looked at me.
If you say you mad at person, and that person is your friend, then you gotta do the tough thing. You gotta make them aware.
You know, yeah, Christopher does sound salty. I told you in the beginning, I'm that shit.
Listen to this generation.
And
Like I said, anybody that gave my brother close friends, all you are now, you no longer sick in mind. You just a dude with breasts. Really cool dude with breasts. That's it.
Ain't nothing like it, oh, ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. Last year we made 20 bands and spent 12 on bills.
Oh man, I love that intro. We cut up every single time, man. So
Wait a minute, hey Jody, who the female with the glasses when they first come on with us?
It's Miss Vaughn.
Man, I ain't seen her in a minute.
She out here doing her Women of Destiny thing. Miss Vaughn out here doing her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Her forehead big than a mug, though. I was like, man, look at that. You can see all her thoughts. Like,
And now you know we just let's talk about this. Us big forehead girls are sensitive.
Listen, stop it.
Hold on. You gotta address something too. Not all y'all got big foreheads. Like yours, cool. Some of these women got receding hairlines, and we really need to address that. Everybody don't have a big forehead. Some of them get their hairline from their daddy, and they need to do something about that.
That running back, like backpedaling like a corner.
We call that Deion Sanders forehead.
Yeah, it's just back. It was like when RoboCop took his helmet off. Like, come on.
Yeah, that the Robo. Like,
No.
Stay on focus, Joe. Y'all know what time it is, man. Oh wait. Our fan question of the week. So we're gonna start it off like this. I was in Vegas, y'all know I was on a little vacation, and I seen some stuff, and I was like, boy. So, what is the most disrespectful stuff or shit that you've ever seen somebody else's child do while you were in public?
Oof.
And it gotta be your child. Just you in Walmart, Target, the mall, whatever, and you witnessed a child doing this. You were like, "Who ain't no way," but you witnessed it because I seen a little boy slap a drink out his mama's hand because I didn't want Sprite, I wanted Mountain Dew, and slap the cup out her hand like cup straw in the juice fell on the floor. I was like, woo! Buddy,
hey Erica,
Buddy would have got 2 pieces in a biscuit.
Oh, for sure. I seen something like that though. I seen a kid have a tantrum was going off and then went and kicked his mom. I can't take it. So I always try to I'm like, I go over and say something to the kid for real because I can't. My way I was brought up won't let me walk past nothing like that. I just can't.
He kicked it.
How old were the kids, or could y'all tell how old were the kids in y'all situations?
Between the ages of probably about 7 and 10.
Yeah.
That's
Somewhere around there. Probably about
about 7 to 10.
That's a big kid. Like that's not like no 2-year-old who just can't like control his emotions. Like you
have no concept of what's really happening.
Yeah.
Now you
when you snatch that child up and shake some sense into him.
Right.
Truly.
B, what about you?
My child fell out at Walmart one time.
Same.
And he walking, he wanted something. I said no. He fell out, and I walked off, and I left him there. And then when he realized I wasn't, then when he ran over to me, I grabbed him by his shirt, and I was like, "You better not ever do that again. I will hurt you." Ain't had that problem since. He was probably about three. Yeah, probably about 3.
You over there setting the tone.
That part. That part.
I can't think. I'm trying to think. I can't think of nothing. Because also I grew up in DC, predominantly black. We don't play that. Like it ain't
Right.
really, especially in the like late 80s, early 90s. You pull that if you want.
That's what you say, B. You cut off who you want.
Yeah. Like you can. You have the option to do it. I wouldn't advise, but you can.
Yeah, I grew up wherever you act up at, that's where I'm gonna check you at.
For sure.
My kids cut up in Walmart as well in front of the police, and we're looking at the police almost like, and I jacked their ass up in front of the police, and they looked at him, and he looked back, and he said, and they never tried it again. But I saw a kid in Target, I believe it was, knocking down stuff off the toy aisle with his mom behind with the buggy. And definitely, Miss Ma'am, get the little hellion together. Because guess what? That same hellion gonna raise hell as an adult. So you do have to intervene. It is my business because I have to live amongst this earth with this hellion. Absolutely. So it is my business. She apologized.
One day I was just sitting down. I was just watching football. And my son just came around the corner out of nowhere and smacked me in the face.
Woo! He was feeling good that evening.
Man, I picked him up and spun that joker around and slammed him on the bed. I was like,
what are you doing?
I was like, it was just reflex.
He has some resentment. He has some resentment beef, nigga. This for the chocolate. You told me know about
it. I don't know why he did it. I'm like, we wasn't wrestling, we wasn't playing. I'm just sitting there watching the football game. He just came and was like, we ain't had that problem no more either. We had it. Yeah. Now
kids about be tripping, man.
So every once in a while, they try to test the water. So probably 2 years ago, he was about to turn 15. And I'm just talking to him about some life stuff. And so he's walking into the bathroom. He shuts the door in my face, and I hit the door. Man, I grabbed that joker by his neck, power bombed him on the ground, and was ready to spell him out.
Yeah.
So we don't, I can look at everybody and say, but my child didn't try to cross the line a couple of times. Yeah. Now he know I'm gangster, so we don't have no problem.
All right, Thug Life. What about you? I know you didn't. I know you got a story.
I got two of them.
I know it.
I got more than two, but I'm gonna just give you two. Now the first one was 3 years ago. No, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, actually, 4 years ago. Whatever. And we was down. Well, we was in Disney World. And we walking around and we had made a stop. And I happened, how you just happen to look over somewhere. And I happened to look over and I see this family, mom, dad, look like grandma, little kid, little boy. He about 4. And he wanted something. You can tell he wanted something just by the hand movement. And his mom said no, because you see her shake her head and say no. He must have asked again, and she said no again. The little boy looked at his mom and punched her in the stomach. Pow! I was like, oh my God. And dad standing right there. I'm like, oh, here it comes. Oh. Nothing happened. They trying to usher the little boy, talk to him. I was like, boy, I swear to God. I would had to put me out of Disney World. I had to ban me. Because I would have beat the living mess out of him. I mean, he literally punched her in the stomach. I was like, oh yeah, y'all need to stop that, because when he get older, he gonna be trying to whoop on y'all.
Like for real, yeah.
I'm like, man, I couldn't believe it. And the second time is yours truly. It was me. I was out with my grandma. I had to be like 4 years old. And we went to the store. We walked down the peanut butter aisle, whatever, where they sold peanut butter, and they had this Superman peanut butter. And I was like, can I get the peanut butter? My grandma said no. I was like, can I please get the peanut butter? She said, no. And I got loud with her. I was like, you don't love me. You think you lied to me. And she bought me the peanut butter. So the next time we went to that same store, I was with my mother. It was something that I wanted. She said, no. And I said, come on, let me please get it. She said, no. So like it worked with my grandma. We'll try with my mother. I was like, you don't love me. You don't love me. I want the peanut. And she beat the living hell out of me. Right then and there. And I ain't never pulled that again. Even to this day, I don't ask that woman for nothing when we in the store. Like, yeah, buddy. You get worked out. Like you said, I'm born in the 70s. You got worked out wherever you showed out.
For sure.
On site.
That's it. Well, damn. Yeah, I had seen that and I thought it was just I was like, hey, what is the most wildest shit kid is? So listen, we got a little twist, right? So you know how we do Corner Time with Uncle Pudge, get our intro. We got Corner Time with Uncle Pudge, you know what I'm saying? Favorite Corner Time with Uncle Pudge. Send somebody to the corner for their discretion as well. This week, I seen something on Beyonce's internet, and I was like, I'm sick of this nigga, right? So sick of this nigga. So we gonna give y'all a little clip of this clown ass idiot, right? And then he's going in my Corner Time for this week.
Asking you a question, you sound like hold on, relax, Shirley. Your man ain't here, and he couldn't afford to get in this building. Okay, let me tell you this. I'm asking you, who said disrespectful?
Man, disrespectful, boy, you been disrespectful.
Stop. Yo, my nigga done fuck you, nigga, like in the Airbnb. Get the fuck on out.
Actually, you should know him enough to know he's fucking Shorty,
stop playing. Get over here, stop playing.
You just like to disrespect a woman like that. No, nigga.
I'm talking facts, nigga. I'm talking facts, nigga.
Just lame niggas.
I'm talking facts, nigga.
You not, nigga.
Let somebody say something. I'm talking facts, nigga.
Happy, nigga. You want happy?
Nigga, my boy fucked you in the Airbnb that I rented, nigga. That I paid, nigga. That I paid the whole money. Don't come over here talking that shit. All that cap you been doing on all motherfucking Fresh and Fit. Big Ack is here now.
Oh, yeah.
My nigga fucked the shit up. Yo, the nigga gave you a fucking rose, bitch, and he fucked the shit out of you. That's facts. And say somebody. Say somebody. That's why you off camera.
New school, step up.
I'm asking you a question.
So, Mr. DJ Academics, I cannot stand this fucking idiot. I really can't. That is my Corner Time for this week. When I tell you, he is the epitome of what a clown ass nigga looks like. But here's the thing that caught me, right? Caught my attention. I'm watching this whole video, and I see my girl Lola's very disgusted. So let me get this straight. You bragging on paying for an Airbnb for where your homeboy clapped cheeks, and you didn't. So you paid for the Airbnb, and they get no pussy, but your homeboy did. And how you know he clapped cheeks? Like, you give me, I had my ear up to the door vibes. Right? Like, he's giving me like cup to the ear vibes. Like,
yeah,
very like he's giving me very cuckold vibes. Like, you giving me like I like this type shit. Like, nigga. So his DJ Academics gets my Corner Time for the week. And he's just a clown. He's been a clown. And he's been very like, you are so tough with women. Like, you literally just had a video last week about him arguing with two women inside a mall, but then Lil Baby said something about you in your song, and you literally was like, I'm gonna press charges. I'm a snitch. And I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so a nigga say something about you, you snitching, but you sitting here getting tough with these females? Yeah, he's giving me I got money with little dick vibes. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you these bands. Don't tell nobody I couldn't get it up vibes. Like, you're giving me like all that screaming and yelling. Like, you look like you hard pressed for pussy vibes. Like, DJ Academics is a whole clown ass nigga in here, right? So I want to get, boy, look at my brother, Mr. Doug Bennett himself. What's up, my boy?
You know what, man? The devil thought he had me, but see what happens is, see the Wi-Fi. All right, see the Bible says that the devil is prince of the air. But he tried to block my Wi-Fi. But do you know that my God has the ultimate connection? Amen. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying, Pastor? Because when the praises go up, the Wi-Fi comes down. Oh, Shatta La Boshi. Shatta. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go, y'all.
So we just played a video clip of Mr. DJ Academics basically cursing the girl out on his whack ass podcast, right? And
yeah.
The synopsis of the video was him bragging about paying for an Airbnb where his homeboy smashed the young lady which he was speaking of, and I'm just like, how whack of a nigga is DJ Academics? It's like you are the epitome of whack.
I you know what, man? I'm gonna be real with you. Who is that? Lolita? Is that no? I'm just making sure. Is that how you pronounce it, Lolita?
Lolita.
Okay. Well, I blame y'all, and the reason why I blame y'all is because if y'all are giving DJ Academics, if y'all are giving DJ Academics some loving when he was broke and fat and in college, then he wouldn't be rich now trying to stun on y'all. So I hold y'all fully accountable, because if y'all continue to stop overlooking fat, out of shape, overweight, ugly people like DJ Academics, then they wouldn't grow up to become the monsters that they are. Because if I remember correctly, Reverend, I think it started off as a serpent in Genesis, but turned to a fat, overweight dragon in Revelations. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I never made that connection. I hate that I made it just now. I hate that I just made that connection just now, y'all.
So if y'all had given him some when he was a serpent, he wouldn't be the fat, overweight, out of shape dragon he is right now. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Well, you know, one of the things, like, I ain't see that video, but I did see the one where he was really going sideways with that chick, you know, in the mall. He was all up in her grill and all that stuff. You know what made me just be like disgusted with him? It was like, he's whack. It wasn't even him. It was his homeboys that was one that was filming, and then the other dude that was wandering back and forth in front of the camera laughing. Like, it's your homeboys that let you validate that stupid stuff like that. Like, if I see y'all with me and y'all doing some foolishness, and I'm like, nah, man, we're not gonna do that right here. We not doing that. We gonna walk away. I don't care what she's saying, what she doing, but you being my friend and stuff like that, I'm pulling you out the situation. Like, somebody, one of the dudes on there, one of the dudes on that podcast should have said something like, yo, man, cool out. That's whack.
Right.
Nobody said nothing, but when you on payroll and when you're a yes man, it's stupid stuff like this to have you. You know, I put him in the same category with Kanye. They both silly.
Mm-hmm.
And they got people who hang around them and leeching off of them so they don't say nothing. A bunch of enablers.
But somebody tell me something, man, because I'm being real, and I know this may come off as a almost as a shade, and it really is. But why are we in an era where you can call yourself anything? Because when I was growing up, if you were a rapper, you actually had to have a song that you wrote. When you were an actor, you had to have a movie that you were in. Can somebody tell me what the hell he's DJ'd to be called himself DJ Academics?
He be on what's the thing? Twitch, right?
K Slay had Street Sweepers. DJ Clue had The Professional.
Man, let's look
Funk Master Flex had 60 Minutes of Funk. What does DJ Academics have to call himself DJ Academics?
The Scholastic, Volume 1.
You a damn lie. Don't make that up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's one thing we ain't gonna do. Now, we may omit facts, but we ain't gonna lie. We may omit facts, but we ain't gonna lie.
Now, hold on. I want to get the ladies' perspective. When you see that, right? And I'm sure you are familiar with DJ Wackademics, right? When you see that, what is your take from the female perspective of that? Besides wanting to slap the shit out this nigga, because I know you for a while.
Yeah, it definitely triggers my PTSD for sure. With the whole yelling thing, yelling just in general is just an inappropriate thing to do. And just in general, you know what I mean? Whether you're talking to another man, whether you're talking to another woman, at our big age, you should be able to have an adult conversation. That's one. For two, I'm going to say he has mommy issues, so definitely, somebody in his life failed him for sure, and he's out
What's
to
a
get
list of people?
everybody. Yeah, he's out to get us all. But furthermore, I do really hate the idea of like everyone around him not holding him accountable. Women as well. The women who sat there and didn't get up and walk off. The women who continue to go there knowing that they're going to be berated. It's just so much wrong going on. And the fact that he brought up who she slept with, and the fact that she got upset pissed me off too. And I mean, I don't know why she was so upset about that either. But it was so much wrong going on in there. But I really do hate everyone who goes back there. Like anyone who goes on that podcast, I hate them all.
Well, it's a difference, right? So here's a narrative, right? And I don't want to make this long. I want to make this short. There's a narrative a female tried to hit me with, right, when we was having this conversation. Because first of all, I think they're a bunch of bird brain ass bitches. Your bird brain bitches. Those are the type of bitches that fly out. Letting niggas fly them out. You know what I'm saying, with no confirmation number. You know what I'm saying. Those are the type of bitches that get dropped off at the airport with no confirmation number. You're a bunch of bird ass bras, right? So she tried to hit me with the narrative that, well, the women that go on that podcast are no better than the women that get on Kevin Samuel's show, right? And I was like, no, because the women that get on Kevin Samuel's show are trying to prove that they're woman enough to get his validation, which is the reason why they jumped his ass on his phone line, jumped his ass on his live feeds, because they were trying to get that validation. And I was like, a lot of those women have daddy issues and trying to get a validation from a man. And since Kevin Samuel set the standard high as shit, they got their ass up there and tried to get his validation. And that man broke their ass down every single time. So there's a difference between the women that Kevin Samuels dealt with and these bird ass dumb broads that DJ Academics deals with. And plus, honestly, DJ Academic probably paying these women, because real honestly, it's like, bruh, how many women are at? Because every single podcast, you literally have like 7-8 broads just sitting around with their titties out. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so this nigga dissing you and you got your titties out for this nigga to look at the whole show? Like, none of this makes sense at all. What's up, Doug?
If I may. DJ Academics is the quintessential example of what has deteriorated our society. He is an individual. I heard you, Lolita. Just flow with me. I heard you. What DJ Academics has done, as he has found a way to, like, perfect example. Like I said, I have officially accepted that I have now crossed over into the old guy syndrome, the get off my lawn dude. And I used to hate those guys, but now I understand why they get off my lawn. I understand it now, because they took a lot of time and effort to care and put that lawn in place for some lackadaisical, disrespectful, unworthy, incapable, inadequate, uneducated child who does not know the work they put in to lay that sod down to step all across it. That is DJ Academics. He is an individual with absolutely no pedigree. I'm not even talking about the woman thing no more, because that's egregious in itself. But DJ Academics is an individual who has absolutely zero pedigree whatsoever, and is constantly calling out the people who laid the foundation for what he's profiting off of right now. When DJ Academics sat there and literally, blatantly disrespected the forefathers of hip hop by calling them dusty, That shit, nah, bro. No. Look, nah, B. Owen, nah. Any other time I'll let you have banter on this one, but you cannot justify that, dog. You can't justify that. You cannot sit up here and ridicule people who laid the foundation for the platform you're getting paid off right now. That's like a child coming into your house talking about, it's all we got to eat. Well, let me tell you something, Negro. Why don't you get your ass up and go out and shop and work 8 to 12 hours? And then when you realize that gas prices are affecting all prices everywhere of everything, then you bring your little narrow ass in this house and tell me that ramen ain't good enough for your ass on Monday. And that's my problem with DJ Academics and this entire just era right now. Who are these people to address individuals the way that they are when these individuals you're addressing disrespectfully are the reason why you're in the position that you're in right now? I don't disrespect, like even I'll even take it to another realm. B. Simone with Martin Luther King. No, I am, bro, because somebody need to call these people out. How dare you sit your ass, your hair long on Monday, then it's short on Tuesday, then it's blonde on Wednesday, then you got an eyebrow cut like you Big Daddy Kane on Thursday, then on Friday, all of a sudden, God is great. Then on Saturday, all of a sudden, a nigga that make minimum wage ain't good enough for me. Then on Sunday, all praises be to God because and then go sit your ass up there, you and that stick figure, and talk about Martin Luther King Jr., a man who literally gave his life for the movement. And what have you given the culture? Pretty much the Dummy's Guide to Plagiarism. And then also, you want to compare yourself to Jamie Foxx, and you ain't got no talent. And then you want to sit up here and insult 80% of black men out there talking about no minimum wage black man is good enough for me. And these are the people that we let have platforms. Come on, man. Academics is a clown. The only thing academic about him is 1 + 1 = fat.
Well, but guess what it did though? His statements keeps him in the news.
That's what I was going to say. That's the,
you know what I mean?
the ugly merry-go-round that we on.
When you start to fade into obscurity, you got to do something far-fetched to get back on the table, back in the conversation, back on the map. So saying stuff stupid like that, he knew that all of hip-hop was going to respond. He knew that. So now what everybody doing? Checking out his podcast. For what? It's driving numbers to his podcast. And what is he doing? He's going out recruiting sponsorships for his podcast because now he has an increase in numbers. So it does exactly what it needs to, what it's doing. I agree with everything that you said. I agree with everything. But from his standpoint, he was becoming irrelevant and he had to do something to get back into the
I find it, and forgive me just real quick, Joe, but I just find it egregious, man, that this is the reason why at times being black can be exhausting, because we talk about unity and community and all of this other stuff, but then we say and do stuff that is contrary to it. Like it's insane to me. And the thing that makes it so bad is the majority of people, they will judge us off of these clowns. Men get judged off of clowns like academics when we know good and damn well, dog. Like, man, bro, I'm not an advocate for violence, but I think Mike Tyson said it perfectly. The internet has given people a license to say whatever it is they want to without fear of getting punched in the mouth.
Absolutely.
100%. So I got one more question, right? One more question. So with everything he's doing, right? And just quick, is it around the room? Just quick. Is it worth your life? Because you know somewhere down the line, somebody is itching to put a hot one in your stupid ass, right? And if you ever notice, right, certain celebrities, if you ever notice, right, and it's not like I follow DJ Academic, and Maurice is right, you do kind of end up skimming through his Instagram to see what his life looks like, right? And I noticed that, boy, you seem to hang around some very Caucasian neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? The mall you was in was it was a very nice mall. So you know that mall's in the white neighborhood. And it's just like, well, you don't never talk about where you're going or where you're at. You know what I'm saying? It's like you always you very discreet about your location. And it's just like, is it worth your life? Is it worth having to live in a discreet way? Like you can't never really be out. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no DJ Academics gonna be here at the club type vibes. Like, nah, nigga, you in your radio station.
Well, I don't think it's worth his life, because the fact of the matter is, the average person, it seems like if they get killed in our community, they get put on a shirt. But is there enough fabric to fit him on there is the real question.
Damn.
Yeah, you wildin'. You out of control.
I don't like him, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you. I don't like
I don't know him. I don't know him,
don't...
and I don't care to know him. But I don't like him. I truly don't like
as
him,
a person,
and I don't like what he stands for.
Yeah.
I don't like what he stands for, and I hate the fact that somebody like him represents black people. I can't stand it.
Well, you gotta think about it. It's always that. It's like when you have especially our community, everybody's always gonna take the worst example you can take and say, see, this is why I don't do that, because not every woman is Brittany Renner, right? But every man is like, this is why I don't trust hoes, because of her. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's one out of like 3.9 billion, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Uncle Pudge, what's your take on Mr. Academics? We're gonna move on.
Shoot, I don't have one. I don't know him.
Good job. There you go. I like that.
Yeah. We gotta talk about that stupid shit Kanye just said. I'm gonna whoop his ass when
he said something else.
I'll say which stupid thing.
Yeah. Hey, you got
the latest.
He said something else.
You ain't hear the latest?
It was.
I'm still on the firstest.
He said George Floyd.
He said George Floyd died of fentanyl,
and the dude wasn't on his neck that long.
I'm fading to black.
Yeah, no, Kanye.
Yeah, but you see that his daughter is suing him for $250 million.
I saw that. Yeah.
And I hope she wins.
And you know, if you look at what happened with homeboy that was talking about the Sandy Hook,
yeah,
you know what I mean, stuck that cat for $1 billion. He owed all those family $1 billion. So they're gonna stick it to Kanye. They're gonna prove a point.
See what people see. The thing that people kill me about is they always want to talk about the freedoms that we have over here. But this is the one thing that people need to understand. Freedom comes with a cost. Freedom comes with responsibility. And the truth of the matter is this: you should, as a person, be only given enough freedom that you can handle. Like I remember Puff was on the Breakfast Club and he said Kanye is a free thinker. And then Kanye said slavery is a choice. Well, somebody should choose to enslave his thoughts, because some of the shit that a lot of the shit that Kanye says he doesn't need to say. And the problem and what aggravates me the most is I wish Kanye was actually mentally handicapped. The thing that aggravates me the most is that he's extremely intelligent. That irks me, bro, because you could get your point across. Because if you heard his Drink Champs interview, he was actually making some salient points. But it was just so engulfed with stupidity. It reminds me of what the Bible says. And correct me on this, Pastor Mo. The Bible says not to let your good be evil spoken of. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Amen. Boy, I knew Bible study would come and play, but that's what it is. Because I believe Kanye, he actually said some salient things, but it's like it's been so dragged down with just his eccentric behavior and his just nonsensical stuff that comes out of his mouth. It's like, man, like it's almost like Kanye is like the husband who does something good for his wife on Valentine's Day and expect that to overrule the other 364 days he treated her like crap.
So I used to live in Baltimore, right? And public housing did this thing when they put lead paint in all the public housing apartments. So like, gave a lot of people like mental health disabilities and things of that nature. So the city ended up paying out a bunch of different people a lot of money, like 5 or 6 figure checks. Insurance companies were going around and finding people. So, like I said, it gave you mental health disabilities. So if the threshold is here, it would put you like right here, like just they would find the ones that were just legally under the line that they needed somebody to be with them to sign the paperwork and like kind of finagle them, like, so let's say you got a check for like $250K, but you getting paid in installments. It's like, oh, we'll pay you $90K, $80 or $90K up front, and you sign the rest of the money over. And they just signing away hundreds of thousands of dollars. Can't. And I said, like, Kanye's that type of person. Like, he's like just below the line that you can't make him have a handler or a wrangler, but something is wrong with him up here.
I don't know. I think he's an idiot per se. I just don't care for that man. I stopped listening. I stopped fucking with Kanye when he said slavery was a choice, and everybody keeps telling me all these great songs and hits he put out. I ain't heard, and I now want to. When I tell you I don't fuck with Kanye,
He would say slavery is a choice, not knowing that there have been tons of revolts, like slave revolts. Like slaves have killed a ridiculous amount of white people and slave owners and all that. Everybody just wasn't laying down. They had a war. They had a whole war about it, my nigga. Like it wasn't just everybody just.
But it wasn't a choice, though. At the end of the day, it wasn't a choice, and that was some silly stuff that he said.
It was.
I don't give him or DJ Academics.
No passes.
Like
no
said,
passes.
I don't give him no free space in my brain at all.
But Mo, can I ask you a question though? As a leader in the community, because of your position, I'm being serious. I'm not being facetious.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I've noticed about us in our community as a whole is that we tend to talk more about and at each other than we do to each other. So let me ask you this question. Do you believe that Kanye should be ostracized, or that somebody should try to talk to him, not to interview him, not to get numbers or anything, but truly sit down with this brother and say, yo, what's up with you?
Both.
No.
Both.
I mean,
he need to get out the way, and somebody needs to talk to him.
If somebody got access to him, then absolutely. To kind of question his thinking. Like I was reading an article this morning, and Nori's like, yo, I apologize for not holding Kanye more accountable while he was on the show. You know what I mean? He got caught up in the views. Funny. He got caught up in the numbers. But you got to be beyond, like he can't be doing anything for you. And that's with anybody. Like he can't be looking at you and be like, well, man, I could just buy your house right now and sell it or whatever. You got to be like, I really don't care about any of that. I'm going to speak the truth to you in love, just as like our conversations over the past 15 years. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff that I said to you was in love, in hopes that you would hear, oh, yeah, you took it how you took it.
I'm just playing. Don't do that. You know I had to do that.
If you ride with me in my corner, I'm going to speak to you in love. But I think he don't have nobody in his corner. Right. Out here, after his mom died, he probably shut all his connections off. But yeah, I'm done with Kanye, so I ain't got nothing else to say. But to answer your question, somebody should say something to him.
No, I get it. I'm just taking, because even with personal situations in my life, I just noticed in the Black community, like even in families, like I was talking to some of my family members, and a couple of my family members got issues from the 70s. And it's like they won't sit down and talk. They'll talk about each other, they'll talk at each other, but they won't talk to each other. And I really wonder in the Black community, are we doing ourselves an injustice just by canceling or cutting people off because they do say or do? This is not a pass to Kanye. I want to put that out there. I'm just saying, who are we to sit up here and say, man, F him, even though he said some stupid stuff? Like, why in the Black community do we not make it more of a thing where we talk to each other and we shelter each other? And I'm like I said, it may sound like I'm being an apologist. I'm really not. I'm just talking about the community as a whole, not just specifically him.
I think it's the energy of you and your mom go to your grandma's house, and your grandma be like, you hungry? Like, yeah, I'm hungry. You acting like you never, and your mother snap, he just ate, or you say something and your mother jump on you and your grandmother try to stop her, and he like, that boy fat, and then your mom starts telling the other side of the story. You know what I'm saying? Like you go in and acting like a victim, and I think that's our thing. Like we have like different people, like a Kanye West in our life, and the outside person will see him like, oh well, maybe it's this and maybe it's that, and you like, no, don't give that nigga no passes. I've given that nigga 100 passes. That's just him. He just chooses to do, like, after a certain point, it's like, I'm not doing this no more. I see somebody made a Twitter post, was like, you'll give the crackhead outside of the liquor store some money, but you still ain't speak to your crackhead aunt the last 3 years. And somebody reposted it, was like, the nigga out front of the liquor store ain't steal my PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? The relationship is different,
right,
with the liquor store
That's
crackhead
classic.
versus my auntie
That's
crackhead.
classic.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. No,
Right.
I understand. I was just, I understand. I don't want to make this about Kanye, because yeah, I get where you're coming from. I'm just talking about like a larger situation in the community, because it just seems like we're always talking about or at each other, but do we ever really talk to each other? That's just my question.
You gonna talk to academics?
We talk to each other on here all the time. This is my and it's come. This is my favorite part of the week.
He needs some milk.
It's memes of the week. This is my favorite part of the week, y'all. And as usual, I have to give a disclaimer. Miss Lolita does not reflect any of my memes that I post. Do not be on her social media at all talking about, you really on that with this fool? He posted this, down the third. She does not represent any of these memes that I post. So today, I you know what I'm saying, just got back from Vegas. So I want to change it up today. I want to do a few videos, you know what I'm saying, get everybody's take on these videos and stuff. So today, here we go. First one is this was me in Vegas all the whole time.
I'm Chevy cruising, Tom cruising, trying to get this money. Yes, indeed, that's what we doing. We moving for them.
I was back in the room by 12. What you talking about? Like, nigga, knowing it's 3 over back home. I was back in the room by 12. I don't know what you talking about.
Right.
12.
Somebody else is 12. Man.
Yeah,
I love Vegas. I love Vegas, boy.
That's right. And this was somebody sent this to me and I just bust down laughing.
God tests me every single day.
Hey, yo, I feel like that's not fair, yo. Because people in disability, disabled people is the ones who making these videos and putting us in these traps to laugh at this foolishness.
Somebody sent me that, and I was like, "Why would you send me that? Because you know I'm gonna post it."
I refuse to take part in this stuff, bro. Jody is a worker of iniquity. I'm telling you that right now. He is a worker of iniquity.
For failure, boy.
Oh, okay. So 1 + 1 = 2. I'm just trying to figure out what equation y'all use to get to the answer, because I feel like y'all pulled out the GPS and took the longer route, despite the fact that there wasn't any tolls on the way there.
Hey, run that! I missed the
run that back. Run that back. Run that back.
Okay. I get it now.
You understand the concept?
Masculine woman, and then
feminine male.
I mean,
you know, all right.
Listen, if you like it, I love it. God damn it.
That is the way it is today.
What's up, boy?
You like it, I love it. I seen that and I was like, well, I'll be damned.
I ain't got no words, man. Because you ain't about to have the alphabet click coming after me. I have no words.
Me neither.
I have no words.
I got words. Y'all need to do goddamn better. Because I'm gonna talk shit. Y'all need to do better, Rainbow Mafia. Do better.
I'm not. So he was. I just still don't get it. Like, he was dressed feminine and she was dressed masculine. Is that what that was?
Yeah. That makes no sense. But what's the point? He identifies as a chick. She identifies as a dude. It's like, so you a gay stud? Like, I don't understand what's happening right now. You a straight
gay
stud?
A gay stud?
Because studs say doing feminine stuff is gay.
But aren't they?
Right. I see where you coming from, Joe. Yeah.
I don't make these rules, okay?
Come back, Rev. Come back, Rev.
She in a bind, Nate.
Literally.
Yeah, the bind, Nate.
In the bind, Nate.
She needs some milk.
Oh man, I died. I was like, boy. I said, boy.
You said whatever you want to. Now that is when you win the MVP award and say, "Mom, you the real MVP." That's when you start crying at the podium. That's when you start crying at the podium, Kevin Durant. That's when you cry at the podium.
Mom, you the GOAT.
You the GOAT for that. GOAT
Big
for it.
fellas, pass your curfew. Tell God I'm finna see him his nephew. It's bedtime, big bro. Go your motherfucking ass to sleep, nigga. Ref, tell the ambulance how the doors unlocked. He hit me with a bag of cinder blocks.
Wow, I done died in the ring. We might as well call this Lord of the Rings, because I'm on my way to see my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Big fella, we hope you learn your lesson. When they do your autopsy, they gotta see if he hit you with a Smith & Wesson.
I'm finna go straight to HR, Heaven Resources, and get my wings.
God, take me now.
I feel like he picked him on purpose because he looked like Tyson Fury.
Yeah, same fucking way, bro.
I gotta get somebody.
No cap, I felt the same way. I was like, he picked because he looked like Tyson Fury. His ass like.
He don't like that man in real life, yo.
He don't. He don't.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Real talk.
He laid him out though, but you see,
did.
he was kind of backing up like he was scared. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't like
flashback.
Boxing stance. He was really like kind of running from the dude.
But my question is this: does Deontay Wilder hit himself? Because when you hear him talk, it sounds like he's just a little bit slow. So my question is, when he shadow boxes, like, does he hit himself with his right hand?
Some people right under that threshold.
Right under that threshold.
Yeah, man. That nigga on the spectrum.
He's from Alabama. It's different down there. I lived in Alabama. It's a different breed of human beings in Alabama.
Did you hear him on the pivot when that joke said? Because I know what my possibilities are. I was like, what did you say?
Hey, what's that dude from Harlem? Harlem.
Look at man. See, you about to be a rich nigga. Because Saturday, I am knocking somebody the fuck out. You understand what I'm saying? Yo.
Oh my gosh.
You need to leave.
Wow.
Just when I think you can't go low, you go to hell.
You know what, Lolita? I blame you. And the reason why I blame you, because the fact of the matter is you look like a virtuous woman, but the fact is y'all in hiding. Y'all have let these women sit up here and run y'all in the caves, and y'all done let the hoes take over. So now this is what y'all are subjected to. But if y'all come from up under, for the Bible says you can only hide for so long. But when you come from up under, God will elevate you.
You know what? Chill women be in the house, and then they come outside like, this is why I be in the house.
Yeah.
This is why I be in the house.
Here's the thing, right?
It's ghetto outside.
Here's the thing, right?
It's ghetto.
Dog, like I said, I know Lolita since elementary. See, the thing is, right? She not one of the chicks. She outside, but see, she is one strike on a nigga. You got one time to fuck up, and then it's out of there for her. You know what I'm saying? So more women should definitely be hitting niggas with the one strike. You be giving a nigga 4 strikes, and y'all ain't even made 2 months into the relationship.
But that's why I said it's Lolita's fault. You need to be out here schooling these heifers. But no, you want to run. Who run the shelter? That's what you want to do. You want to be out here on the battlefield with the rest of us.
I try to tell him. I try to tell him.
No, don't try. Do. No, I'm serious. Be out here on the battlefield for your Lord. I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. Come on now.
Oh, Gotcha.
So I got one more. I got one more. Shout out to all my Geminis, Cancers, and Aquariuses.
I mean,
Yes.
I be right though. It's premonition. It's premonition.
Yes, it
Thank
is.
you. I have discernment. Thank you.
You have discernment. You have discernment.
All right.
You have discernment.
So listen, right?
That's a lot of bullshit.
So we're gonna do a little twist today, right? As everybody knows, went on vacation last week, had a ball, had a great time, right? So I'm gonna give y'all my vacation preview, and I'm gonna say some things, right, that might be a little bit, right? Hear me out.
Oh, so you actually giving us a warning before you drop the bomb?
Yeah, listen. So I went to a couple of restaurants that people always hyped about, right? I went to Vegas, and we took a little 1 day, like not even a whole day trip, half a day trip. We went to the highly talked about, very famous, it's in hip hop culture, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I just want to be the first one to tell y'all that shit was motherfucking trash. The macaroni and cheese tasted like white people made it. My damn waffle was soggy. The chicken, like white people seasoned it. Like somebody sprinkled 2 pieces of salt on it, and his ancestors put his hand over his shoulder and was like, "All right, that's enough." The chicken was plain as shit. You know what I'm saying? It was musty in the restaurant. It was hot as shit in that mug. It was just an all around shitty experience. I absolutely hated it. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles suck. I don't know anybody can ever come to me and say, I want to go to Roscoe's.
Oh, that's sad.
Sucks. Got a lot of hype about another restaurant, a little fast food chain. Everybody was hyped about it. We don't have them in Florida. I went to we was on our way out of town. Oh, not that. In-N-Out Burger was pretty decent. Dell's Tacos, they fucking suck. They fucking suck. I don't understand what the hype was. They literally taste like Taco Bell taco, and they didn't even have any sour cream. At least when I get a soft taco supreme, bitch, come with sour cream.
Whoa. A Mexican restaurant ain't had no sour cream?
They didn't put any sour cream on the tacos. You had to put sour cream on the tacos. So Dell's Tacos absolutely sucked. Another place, right? That burger wasn't that good. I really wasn't that impressed. I really wasn't, right? I really wasn't that impressed. Now, went to a hotel. I stayed at the Luxor, the one that's shaped like a big pyramid.
Yeah, the Luxor.
Bullshit. The room was dingy. The AC sucked. You know what I'm saying?
That's not fair. That AC works overtime in Vegas. I don't think they cut the AC off over there. The AC don't get a break.
Listen,
yeah, because you can't open the windows.
I ain't cutting them niggas no slack. The AC sucks. Okay, I ain't cutting them niggas. The elevators don't even go up and down. Them holes go sideways. So
you ain't supposed to be in your hotel in Vegas.
Listen, I gotta sleep in that mug, and it sucked. The rooms are outdated. The damn thing barely had any cable. You had like 6 decent channels. You got more Spanish channels than you got anything. Like I was mad because
it is called Las Vegas.
I went downstairs, put a little money on a few games. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even sit in my hotel room and watch the games. You know what I'm saying?
It's called Las Kenya. It's called Las Vegas. It's
dizzy, You're right. So the Luxor, right? The hotel sucked. The experience was trash, and the pool closed at 5:00.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because when I was there, I stayed at the Haraz, and that shit was lit. It was lit. I stayed at the Haraz, and then I stayed at not Circus. It's the hotel over there where Tupac got shot by the windmill type thing. You know what I'm talking about, Jody?
Is it
like the Ferris wheel joint? It's over there off of
is it the Flamingo or the Link Cube?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't remember what the name of it was, but the Haraz I stayed at the first time I went there, and I stayed at that one the second time I went there.
Okay, so the Luxor hotel in itself, it sucked. After going to the Mandalay Bay, I spent the week at Mandalay Bay. Mandalay Bay blows that shit clean out of the water.
For sure.
It was the hotel itself sucked. Now some of the restaurants.
Wait, Pastor, you been to Sin City?
Man, Vegas is one of our best trips.
First of all,
Vegas
somebody's
had
has
best trips.
Please tell me you was witnessing.
Somebody has a gospel conference or gospel thing in Vegas every year. I forgot who.
I went out,
Bobby Jones?
I went out and did Vegas like y'all do Vegas, like everybody else do Vegas.
I ain't even mad at you, real. Hey, listen, y'all better start going to Relevant Church.
Jody, did you
y'all
catch
got
any-
y'all
did
a
you-
down to earth pastor.
Did you catch any shows while you was out there?
So we got this thing called the E-Pass, City Pass, and it let us do a lot of touristy shit. You know what I'm saying? And we did a whole bunch of stuff. I did slip off and catch the little topless show. It was pretty good. I gotta say, I was thoroughly impressed. I did partake in going to a single mom convention. You know what I'm saying? Some may call it a strip club. I call it a single mom convention, whatever. Whatever. Same difference, right? Whatever, right? So, as far as the restaurants in Vegas, I went to this little sushi restaurant, right? I can't think of the name. It's on my timeline, right? I think Pastor Ball seen it. He seen me at the sushi restaurant. I ordered a steak at that sushi restaurant. It had some ginger sauce on it. That shit was amazing. It was good as hell. Okay, I highly recommend it. When I find it, I'm gonna put it in the group chat. It was good as hell. I went to a little Mexican place. Got a spicy mayo bacon cheeseburger. It was good as hell. The milkshake was good as hell. I went to a pizza place like Bernardo's Pizza or something like New York. It was good as hell. That pizza was busting. Okay, and then we topped it off. Went to Hell's Kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Long time ago, I went to Hell's Kitchen. I looked at the menu and I'm like, you know what? I'm getting this porterhouse steak. I'm getting this porterhouse steak. I want y'all to know right here to this day on everything. Chef, now he didn't cook it. That porterhouse steak I had at Hell's Kitchen was the best goddamn steak I've ever had, bro. I mean, the best damn steak I ever had. The dessert was on point. You know what I'm saying? It came with some pudding ice cream shit. That was on point. The
description is hilarious.
Pudding ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it was. The shit was on point.
Pudding ice cream. How's it pudding and ice cream?
Listen, that's what they said. It's like a pudding with the ice cream on top. That shit was amazing. Okay. When I tell you, me and the whole crew, right? We are sitting there at the table. You remember that episode of the Boondocks where he opened up that restaurant and then
the itis.
That's what we were laying there, bro. Because we was like, bro, we don't even want to get up and slide back to the hotel, even though it's only 6 minutes down the road, bro. We just ain't got it in it because we were so full. We sat there and tried to stuff ourselves. Now, some of my exploits of adventures out on the strips, boy, it was a lot. I seen a grown ass man, right? Basically getting checked, I guess you thought you was gonna bring Shorty back to the room. I'm looking at you, I'm looking at this Shorty, and I'm looking like, how did you think you weren't gonna leave here giving her some money? You look like you look, she looks like she looks. Nigga, you didn't know this was a transaction. You thought you was just lucky, and you stand in the luxury with my ass. So I know you ain't got no goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't rich because you stand here with me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no money. So I'm standing there, you know what I'm saying? I'm being nosy as shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in my doorway like, damn, they really shaking this nigga down. I'm talking about what he has in his pockets. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, they walk that nigga down to the fucking ATM. To the ATM so he can get the rest of that cash.
How many was it? What happened?
I guess he brought a girl back from the club or wherever he got her from, and they went in the room and did the deed, and she said, you gotta pay me. And you know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, I ain't gonna pay you. You know what I'm saying? And then they was like, all right, cool. And then 2 other niggas came up there and knocked on Buddy door and walked him downstairs so they can get the rest of their money. You know what I'm saying?
The fact of the matter that this mug opened the door.
Ain't no way.
Are you serious?
He didn't open the door. Okay. So they knocked, but old girl was kind of like standing there with the door. So he didn't have the door all the way closed.
Oh, so she was still there?
Yeah, she was still there as 2 niggas roll up there. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, Lolita.
So people don't take prepayments. I don't know. I think if I was in the business, I'd need payment up front. Like you got to prepay.
Like a deposit or something?
Yeah. No, like no, paid in full. Paid in full. I don't want no deposit. Is there a question?
Yes. Lolita, I grew up in the 90s, and when I saw Michael Jordan do his exploits, I said, damn, if I was in that position, this is what I would do. I remember the first rapper I ever heard was Eric B. and Rakim talking about paid in full. And I said, if I could ever grow my hair perpendicular, I would do it like Rakim. Never once have I ever heard a woman sit up here and hear a story about a prostitute and said, you know what, if I was in the business, I would have done it this way. So,
you pull that square swipe out. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, like, I mean, you've thought about this? Like, you've actually thought about this?
No, I'm saying in hearing this conversation, it just makes sense.
Okay.
Right.
It makes sense.
Because she business oriented. That's different.
Okay.
As I watch this transpire, right? I'm sitting there like, that's crazy, right? They're looking at me. I see them, see me, see them, right? Now at this point, I'm not going back in my room. This is shit. This is a fucking story, right?
Right. This is a show. Vegas all about shows, baby.
You know what I'm saying? And Buddy looking at me, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Oh, you good? I'm straight.
I'm straight.
I'm straight. Is you good?
You good? What?
I'm straight. Ain't worried about a damn thing over there. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm watching this whole transpire, right? We go, all right, and I'm like, the fuck is you talking about? So as they walk, right, I'm like, hey, y'all should really try like Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. Right? And the bad part about it is, oh boy was like, it's a damn good idea. Right?
That's probably not the first time somebody's like, you know what?
It probably ain't the first time. You probably like confirmation.
Yeah, let me go.
The second time today I done heard this.
Yeah.
But when I said it, I got questioned. You know what I mean? Jody said it's a bright idea.
That's because we as men are hoes. Okay. All right. So I don't understand, Lolita. What are you missing?
Our expectations and standards are a lot lower than
I can't stand it when a woman sit up there and say, well, if a man do, yes, because we nasty.
So second story, I call it my hallway exploits, right? I'm walking through one of the long hallways. I see a brother sitting there, right? Now, you know me, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about the progressive man, but when I see a grown-ass man about 6'3", 6'4", you know what I'm saying, with a little weight on him, boo-hoo crying in the hallway, you know what I'm saying? I tend to ask the nigga, what's wrong?
Oh, in Vegas?
In Vegas, he was crying?
He was crying. I said,
that's the happiest place on earth. Forget Disney World.
That nigga probably threw his house on the table. That's why.
Some National Lampoon's Vegas vacation.
Yeah, I gotta find a way to go back to his woman and tell her, hey, baby, we ain't got no house.
Listen, I asked the nigga what happened. He was like, I put my girl's engagement ring up. I was gonna propose and I put the ring up and got beat in poker and you crying. I was like, damn. That sucks. Yes, Doug, you have a question, my guy.
I don't have a question. What I would like to say to that brother, if you're watching, because God knows you should be. We need to understand that the Bible says that our God takes the foolish things to confound the wise. Am I right, Reverend? My God also says that he works in mysterious ways. Am I right, Reverend?
Yeah.
So what God was telling this man was, she ain't the one. That's what God was saying. She ain't the one. Because if this momentary gratification will outweigh your prolonged satisfaction, then she ain't the one. I got something better for you. And you ain't gonna have to come out with a ring to do it. You want to know why? Because all I need to do is bring y'all together. See, I don't need a ring when God brings people together. Amen. Amen. Boy, you better pass that collection plate around, and I do take engagement rings as payment.
I was like, that nigga need the collection plate.
His woman gonna whoop his ass.
No, I wouldn't have told her. Like, man, I would propose to you in 2025. She never knew I lost that ring, bro.
That's I'm like, damn, that sucks for you. So as
she ain't the one.
As a, you know, as I'm on one of my early morning exploits, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if you know me, you know I'm gonna go eat breakfast. If one thing you know about facts about me, I'm gonna eat breakfast before I do a goddamn thing else. I am a breakfast type of nigga. Don't ever go on a road trip with me because we stopping to get breakfast. I don't give a fuck. We in a hurry.
I like a little pancake.
If it's a Waffle House, I'm down.
Oh, 100%. I had Waffle House today after that disappointment at Roscoe's shit and waffles. I had to go to Waffle House and get me some real fucking breakfast. That shit down there was bullshit, right? Anyway, right? As I'm on one of my early morning exploits down to the you know, to a little breakfast spot I had seen, I tend to see, you know, the walk of shame, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's very prevalent in this hotel, right? And so I see the walk of shame, but what I'm noticing, right? That these walk of shames were a little bit more
shameful,
glamorous to look at, to say, right? I'm like, oh, you're working, right? So as I'm going to my elevator, you know what I'm saying? Girl looks at me and says, hey. I'm like, I don't pay for, you know, those type of things. I respect your work, but I don't pay for that, right? So, you know, I seen a bunch of baddies doing the walk of shame, right? Now, boy, when I tell you,
mighty are the works of his hands. Mighty are the works of his hands.
But when I tell you,
I don't pay.
What, Mo? What? Y'all don't like to praise him the way I do. Y'all don't like to praise him the way I do.
Don't drag us into that, man.
Continue your story.
Listen, I had to tell you, like, I don't pay for those type of encounters. No, thank you. I'm good. I respect your work. But when I tell you on everything, right? I seen some goddamn water buffalo, right? Walking out of a room with the biggest cheesecake smile on her face. I was like, oh, girl, you are happy. She was like, this man did things to me that I ain't had done in years.
He fed me.
What? She ate because she was beelining to that breakfast buffet. So I know old girl ate, right? But I'm just saying, I'm talking about it was a couple biggins leaving them hotel rooms at 5-6 o'clock in the morning, right? And so, you know what I'm saying? I at this point, you know me, y'all know me, I'm petty. And at this point, I'm invested, right? Because at this point, I've taken the notes in my phone. Who is in what room? I sat my ass there on my laptop for like 2 hours waiting to see who's just gonna walk the fuck out of this room. Nigga, you dip down this water buffalo. I got to see it. And out comes this McLovin, skinny looking.
What?
I said, she must have flossed her ass with you, boy. What the hell?
That's why.
See, but that's your problem, though, Jody. Your perspective is off. There's no such thing as a woman that's fat. She ain't fat. She's short for her weight. If that heifer was 7 feet, that 300 pounds was spread like mustard. You understand me?
Oh my God! She's short for her weight. 7 feet, she looked like the Undertaker, nigga.
If she was 7 feet, she would have walked through that door and it would have been.
Right. Y'all say whatever y'all want to, boy. Big girls need love too. I'm serious.
Hold on now. It wasn't just the big girls. It was a couple.
No, the big ones.
Ragamuffins too.
Oh yeah, I love a girl with dimples in her butt who loves you. I love a girl with dimples in her butt.
A couple ragamuffins.
That's how you know it's all.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I miss
like woman. I'm gonna tell you right now. I love a woman. If a woman ain't got no stretch marks on her, I don't like it. A stretch marks is like a GPS. It's just like a map to the promised land. I love a woman with stretch marks.
No, stretch marks are like you might have had a baby, you might have been born a woman, so I'm probably safe. At this point, what the fuck we at? Where we at? That's what stretch marks mean.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I'm saying? And so let's talk about dress code. Lord have mercy. I seen some women out there, and I was like, Pastor George, a verse, if you will, because Lord have mercy, them cakes was just moving.
Oh my God, boy.
Lord have mercy. And I was like,
I'm telling you right now, I thank God that I have the self-control I have now. Because I'm telling you right now, I'd have ended up on TMZ out that joint when I went out there.
Yeah,
there was so much out there, boy. It really was. But see, man, when you just elevated to a spiritual plane that I've elevated to, things like that just ain't important. See, Mo, don't do that. Don't do that, Maurice. Don't do you so disrespectful, man. Don't do that.
Man,
so I seen some women out there that make a brother break his neck. And then we seen some out there that was like, well, I'll be damned. Because it's like, okay, so hear me out. This is me, right? I'm asking questions because I don't know the answer. So hear me out. Lolita, help a brother out. I'm asking you because I don't know the answer, right? So she had on a sheer outfit, right? You can see through it, right? But her ass, you ever seen a frog and somebody stretch the legs out on the frog? So her ass looked like a frog standing up, and she had on a thong and heels. What are you accentuating, right, with this outfit? Because you have, it's like you ever seen somebody skinny clench their butt? It's like she looked like that walking down
with this nigga. I'm going to black.
Now you don't want to play no more.
Wait, I'm not getting the visual.
You a lie. You know a girl who ain't got no booty. You know that. Don't do that. A girl who's so flat back there, the only way she shake your hand is by taking a step forward. Don't do that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what he's talking about.
And she had
little booties matter.
But this is no butt. This is no butt. Like it was just gone, right? And then
she had a long back.
It looked like her legs go up to her armpit, bro. Like it was
so she got to take a dump by laying in the plank position over the toilet.
Probably. like somebody's giving that back shots, and I don't know how. Like
back shots. It's literally
not back shots.
So there was some badly dressed women, and I'm talking about some very badly dressed, and I'm just like, what was the purpose of the outfit? Like literally, old girl just had pasties on her nipples, and she was walking down the street, and I'm just like, I'm not mad at it, but what's the reason why is my question. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not mad at it, and as a man, right, I understand that you as a person, as an individual, as a woman, do not deserve to get touched at all. But like you begging for some idiot to put his hands on you, though, right? So I didn't understand the purpose of walking around with just pasties. And then you had the niggas, right? You had these dudes dressed like cowboys and Indians, and again, look like you work out every day. You know what I'm saying? Covered in baby oil, 6-pack all down and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so he's asking every woman around me, do they want to take a picture? You know what I'm saying? So my stupid ass was like, damn, nigga, what if I want to take a picture? He asked me. Right? I'm just joking, right? Wow. Then this one little Indian makes his way from the back. I was like, I didn't
to do that.
Yeah. Better stop playing. You
in Vegas. Anything
you in Vegas. Mm-hmm. You in Vegas. You better stop playing.
I realized that, right?
Yeah.
We had a dude, must be from out of country, because he was of the rainbow community. I was not knocking it, you know what I'm saying? But bro had on a lime green pantsuit with a like hot pink thong and just walking down the street. Uh-huh. Just here as he wanted to be. I was like, well, shit, me, the hell is this? We had a dude with a horn in his head. Don't understand what the hell that was about, but he had one. Right?
Wait, like a unicorn?
Like people who take like the horns, like cartilage and shit, and put them in their forehead. We like horns.
Like he's like a Satan dude.
I guess.
Wow.
He only had one.
He had one in the middle. I didn't.
So he was a handicapped devil.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
That nigga's evil was on the spectrum.
Hey, how you do this? How you cut this
Nigga's
off?
evil was on the
Right.
spectrum.
I didn't understand the concept of the horn. Then I seen some muffin tops. You know what I'm saying? It's like girl, how your legs look like you weigh 100 pounds, but your top look like you weigh 300 pounds. Like what the hell? And then you stuffed it. Like so hear me out. Like,
said they stuffed it.
Normal, right? Normal. She had on leggings, you know what I'm saying, and she got into a physical altercation with another young lady, right? And you know, claws get thrown and shit, but she got her pants ripped, and as her pants got ripped, her belly flopped out, and it wasn't just a little boop. That motherfucker came out, and I swear to God, I heard a thump when it hit the ground, right? I was in a pure amazement and shock. I was like, so like they really be hiding that much stomach in them leggings? Because I thought they were leggings. Not
Jody has not said one like normal activity this entire time.
He did.
He had a pure Vegas experience.
Wait, Lolita. Wait. Hold on, Lolita. What'd you say?
I stuff my fupa in my leggings daily.
Okay. Listen, hear me out.
And who gonna check me?
I ain't got no problem with
check
the fupa.
me.
But hear me out.
I ain't got no problem with a fupa. I have no problem with a fupa whatsoever. It's like juice stored up. So it's all right. It's like a sponge. So it's okay.
It's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little fanny pouch. It's like
but she ain't have no fanny pouch. You make it sound like she had a duffel bag.
Like a backpack. Yeah.
This bitch had
come here, little duffel bag, boy.
You know what I'm saying? She had an extended F-150. It's like,
oh my goodness.
It's like, girl. Like, and then she had extended. You ever seen them long ass F-150s?
Caligula. Caligula.
Yeah.
Is that Caligula?
Alicia?
Oh, Kalisha. My bad. I thought it was Caligula.
He was trying very hard to get that.
You know, black people will mess your name up even after you tell them how to pronounce it. It's Caligula, ain't it? Yeah, it is. It's Caligula. No, it's Kalisha. It's Caligula. Yeah, it is.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
What, Caligula?
I appreciate it.
I've heard a lot of things, but Caligula had
So that was one thing. We went to California. Oh, okay. So the street hustlers were amazing. You know what I'm saying? Dude was freestyling. That nigga saying, I ain't no scholar, so that's why a nigga need $1. Put a bucket in my cup and I'll shut the fuck up. Boy,
bars.
He got a 5. I seen a dude that had a sign that said, wife and dog got taken by ninjas, need money for karate lessons to get the dog back.
To get the dog back.
Get the dog back. I gave him $1. What else we did? Yeah, we seen some people in there crying at the machines. You know, one dude got thrown out because he got mad and punched the machine. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, you can't punch the machine. You shouldn't be down here gambling.
I have a question.
What's that?
Has this been a full hour? This what y'all been talking about for an hour and 22?
No. I'm just this is the biggest.
I'm finna say, golly, ain't no way y'all to talk to House 22 minutes about this.
Yeah, no.
Okay, continue.
She said, God, listen.
Did you say God Lee?
She from Mississippi, so she say all
you
kinds
said
of
God Lee.
Stuff like
God darn it.
Oh my God, Lord have mercy. God Lee. And you can tell she from the South because everybody black that's from the South, they face stay the same after every word they say. Is this what we've been talking about? God Lee.
So and then
I've heard of a lot of stuff, but Caligula.
And on last note, I seen a dude walking a dog, right? And I didn't see anything. You know, I seen a lot of dogs in the casino, but dude was walking this big ass German Shepherd, right? And so I'm tripping, right? I'm tripping because I was like the German Shepherd bent the corner, so it's like the escalator, you know, not the one that go up or down, but the one that goes straight, because you know the casinos connect. You know what I'm saying? So they got the little things that you know that you
like the airport.
Yeah, that thing, right? So hear me out. The German Shepherd bend the corner, right? I'm like, who the fuck holding the leash? from behind the wall becomes a midget. I was like, ain't no fucking way. My dumb ass, right, walks past him, and with all the wisdom in me, it's like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. I'm like, bro, you might as well just ride the damn dog. Like, bruh.
He's probably sick of hearing that, bro. He just got a rage inside of him, but he can't do nothing about it.
I'm telling you, man. Listen, I got in a fight with a short person. It's hard to fight when they take your legs out from under you, so you better leave them the hell alone. I'm telling that right now.
So, and that's my hit this go. Look at this. So Tinder, Bumble, or Facebook. First of all, it's neither and or.
That's how you got flued out.
Oh no, I flew myself out.
Oh.
No, I flew myself out.
First of all, Bumble is the shit. Let's just get that. Let's just throw that out there. I love me a little Bumble.
Okay, so we know this.
That's the one where that's the one where the female got to talk to.
Yeah, the woman got to talk to you first.
Yes. You will not blow up my shit if I don't like you. I love every moment of it.
You are so like aggressively aggressive.
I'm not aggressive.
You really are. You ain't gonna blow my shit up, even though I'm just as lonely as you are, and that's why I'm on here.
No, ain't no way. Ain't nobody ever too lonely to just deal with anybody.
Who ain't? Girl, every man on here has fornicated. You know what that means? That means they've negated with a 4. So don't even get it twisted. Every man on this joint done had a butterhead. Everybody. Before he was saved and sanctified, I'm sure, passed the ball, done dealt with the 10%ers. Okay,
nobody
so don't
said it had to be about looks.
Then what's the problem with it if you don't like them?
So on your profile, you could say things like you want some more kids. You could say you like dogs. I don't want any dogs in my house. You know, there's a lot of things on there.
So you got kids?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want dogs.
I don't want dogs, and I don't want any more children.
Dogs are easy. You can let them go. Children always find their way back.
Well, you know, some people might argue about the dog part.
This thing right here. Can we move on? Because Lolita is really upsetting me.
Is that how that works?
No.
I'm just gonna blame. I'm serious. I'm gonna blame her for everything.
Now you got Caligula down here to blame too.
I ain't gonna blame her because all she gonna be like is golly.
Shit.
Oh, you cuss? You cuss?
Oh, bro.
Not Miss AME.
Don't let me quit. So listen, I was watching some daytime TV and I seen a situation and I was like, I'm gonna put that as my scenario for this week. So imagine you on a date with your soulmate, right? Y'all out having a good time, and then next thing you know, you turn around and you see the cheater van pop up. And Peter Guns jumps his ass out. What's your next move?
I'm gonna start singing Deja Vu by him and Lord Tariq. That's what I'm gonna start. New York to the heart, but God, I'm dead serious, and I'm from Virginia.
I'm walking off. You ain't catch, nah. That's y'all situation. You ain't about to drag me into this.
I think so they're there for the other person, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm walking off. We ain't about to get caught up in that. It's good. I'm hollering at you. I'm deuces. We ain't even got to spend no time with it. If I got stuff at your crib, hey, I'm gonna come by and get my stuff, or just put it in the bag, leave it on the porch, whatever.
Yeah, I ain't got to come inside.
I refuse to get busted by Peter Guns for cheating. Getting busted by Peter Guns for cheating is like Nino Brown. It's like Nino Brown hosting a dare meeting.
How did he get that job?
Because he's a cheater.
Because he had a successful cheating run where he married a woman and was in a relationship with a woman with kids, and she wouldn't leave her and was still with other woman.
People both these bitches in the same building, and they were there for like years before.
But that's their fault though. That's their fault, and I blame Lolita because the fact of the matter is this, Lolita. If you would stop sitting your behind on the sideline and get your behind on the battlefield like the rest of us trying to sit up here and educate these hoes, then they wouldn't be falling prey to stuff like that. But you want to sit up here and take your salvation and hoard it to yourself.
Felicia, you see what happens when I arrive early? Usually I'm late. If I'd have been late, this wouldn't be going on right now.
No,
I don't know
because
what you done, but what he
you
gonna
like that
do
parable.
is leave you
And help
alone.
me
That's
out
what he
here,
gonna do.
Pastor Ball. You that parable of the woman that was given a talent by the Lord and she buried it instead of nurturing it and making it 30, 60, and 100-fold. And what you do is your talent of fidelity, whether single by choice or by circumstance, you choose to hold that talent to yourself instead of sharing it with these heifers out here. And when he comes back, he gonna take that talent and give it to somebody like Caligula who can handle it better.
First of all, hold up, Doug. Hold up now. To her defense,
my blood pressure up.
I don't want Lolita. We don't want Lolita spread this message out. Because after about 12 o'clock, I don't need you holding on to no salvation and virtue. You know? I done been on Lolita Instagram and Facebook. Now I got morals and standards and shit. No, you need to stay the hell up.
And you ain't gonna take no shit. No shit. No shit.
Yeah, nigga. Hey, boy, niggas be getting cut quick. Nigga, hey, I just want you to know. When it comes to texting her back, it's like dog years. Every 1 minute is 7 minutes, motherfucker. If you've been 1 hour, it's 7 hours. What is it? After 16 hours, it's a no call, no show, nigga. You get fired. You hear me?
No, I see no problem with these rules.
Thank you. I don't. You know how many people ain't even make it to the first date, but what happened? Don't worry about it. If you don't know, you definitely need to be at my face.
That's why you gonna be. See, the only person that can meet your standards is Jesus. And understand this, Lolita. When he come back, he gonna be a tad bit busy. He ain't gonna have a time to take your ass to Applebee's. I'm telling you that right now. So you better get one of these average sinners out here and stop bugging.
No, for real. What did I miss? Why you why you so hostile? First of all, I need you to bring the energy.
Okay, first, what you're not about to do is come on here looking like Clarissa Shields, the little sister, and think that you gonna start with me. Because this ain't gonna happen, Caligula.
Call me what you want, but I come with the energy. What's good?
Yeah. What's good? What you trying to do?
You go back off, my girl. But
you know what? First of all, you know what? I don't even want to look at you no more.
You still looking at me? You just
I was saying that's not how that works.
Oh yeah, my bad. Turn your camera off. You turn your camera off.
No, sir. You gonna get this melanin tonight, okay?
Right. Here we go. Who came up with that word? I'm sick and tired of hearing that.
Doctor?
You black. Just say you're going to get some of this blackness. Don't say melanin.
You can have that too, boo.
You know what? First and foremost, don't tell me what it is. You know what? I ain't about to do this with you.
Can we lasso Doug back in? Can we?
Jody gotta get some.
I'm sorry, man. You right.
First of all, I'm sitting here like I'm gonna let this spin out of control.
Listen to the man of God. Listen to the man of God. That's the reason why.
Anyways, did everybody answer about what they would do if the cheaters van popped up? Most of the time, a lot of y'all, it will be for y'all. It'll be for y'all. So tell it like it is, Jody.
Wow.
Cheater van pop up. It's for you.
It's definitely for Jody.
Jody will run.
First of all,
I just see Jody right now on a date. Is that for me or for you?
God,
I thought it was me. It was me.
If the van and if it do pop up, my girl gonna be like,
Jody, you the master of the meme, baby. You the master of the meme, baby.
Bro, because Gage, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Straight up, head to the ceiling, everything. Stop playing with me. Uncle Bud.
Yo.
You on a date with your soulmate and the cheater van pop up. What's your next move?
She ain't the soulmate, man.
My next move is meeting them and greeting them. Hey, what's up, Pete? That's how it tastes. You know, like, what we here for? What we here for? Oh, you here for her? Okay, man. Now look, I don't care. What her dude at? I want to meet him too. Come on, player. Let's sit down. We're gonna finish this meal. I ain't going nowhere. I done paid the money for the meal. We gonna finish it.
That's right. I don't believe in doggy bags.
Me either. I'm like, man, so what's the issue? Oh, she here with me. You don't know? Well, now you know. Let's make it happen. Here go my phone number. Me and you can text, so you let me know when she with you, and I'll let you know we can make a schedule.
Jody, I thought you weren't shit. That crown goes to who loves you, baby. That joint goes to him. Cause that mug sat there and started negotiating with an infidel. Talk about, look, we can do shifts. You know we can do shifts, right?
For real, because it's like I ain't finna stress over nothing like that, man. Like, she out here for the streets, baby. I might as well take advantage of it.
True that.
You know,
Lolita, there you go. That'll help you instead of having a child with no dog. I'm just saying. I'm
just saying. They get all pressed. I love cheaters. They get the looking stupid. People get the running. I love the people who get caught.
Hey, what they do? They start running.
Yeah,
they run to the fence too.
The people who get caught ask the same dumbass question. What you doing here? What you doing here? Like, what you mean what they doing here? You supposed to be at work.
Yo, so the question is now, who's faster? A person who get caught on cheaters or a person that find out on Maury Povich that dude really ain't the father? Who's the faster runner?
I think Maury.
Maury?
I think Maury.
Maury all day.
Yeah.
Cheaters be hitting it, man. They got that 4.340 like damn.
Listen, I was watching one time and old boy was like, how you even know I was here? Right? And she looked, and then the camera panned to this nigga's bright yellow Hummer. I was like, nigga, what you mean? How you knew she knew you was here?
I'm so glad I drive a camera.
He say, you know it's illegal to put a tracking device on my truck, right? And she was like, nigga, you the only person in the city with a bright yellow Hummer, bro. What the hell?
It was one I watched where the guy was, I guess, bisexual, and he was like borrowing her clothes and purse and stuff to go on dates with, and like so she popped up on him, and it was a very interesting exchange. And he had her clothes on.
So he was wearing her clothes.
Wait.
Crazy.
Wait.
So now we got two problems.
He had on her clothes.
Yeah, we got
yeah. No, but my question is this: real talk, Caligula. Yeah. Are you really trying to tell me that women don't know if they man swing another way?
No, men are not. How?
If he busting you from the back and then he says, "Okay, it's my turn."
See, and okay, let me look. This is not the time to debunk the narrative, but we gotta stop, giving people. We gotta give our men spaces to be who they are, and then we would know more.
I heard it all.
Then we would know if they're gay or not. We wouldn't have all these backdoor people. That's valid. Gay, if
shut
you
up,
gave them
Nolan. Shut up.
You would know, because okay, so my coworker.
Did you say? Wait. Let me get this straight. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you properly. You said we got to give our men, and as a woman, y'all got to give men a space to be them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I had a coworker who made a statement a long time ago. He was like, I want my dick sucked so bad sometimes I would let a guy do it, right? And when he said
what job is this? It's like a 976 number job?
He said when he said it, it took everybody by surprise because he was working with a bunch of women. And so we was just like, nobody said anything in the moment, but it made me think about how we view men and how if all men had the space to say things like that and not get called out, it would be so many more people who would not be on the DL. It would be so many more people who would live in their truth than us having to hide behind what we think is okay. Like, that's why people don't do what they want to do.
So
no. Mo came off mute. I want to hear what Mo got to say. Mo came off mute. No, Mo, you came off mute.
I want my dick sucked so bad I'd let a nigga do it.
She's not saying that's y'all's preference. She's saying if that is his preference.
I'm just saying this is what he said.
Nah,
Right.
Mo was about the spirit led Mo
Well,
to
I
say
think that
something. He came
in
off
that,
mute.
you know what I'm saying, like with in that statement, like she said, is that he felt that it was safe enough to say that without being judged. And now anybody that's in that group know that, okay, he's probably going the other way with no judgment. Because now I know that if he try to holler at me, now, bro, you kind of already
Showed your hand.
You already put yourself out there as to where you kind of stand. I mean, I personally don't feel like that. I don't know none of my homeboys would. I don't know them if none of my homeboys. But if I'm in a conversation, I hear
it's
that,
nice, but it's not
my
that nice.
eyebrows will probably go up, and I'm gonna be like, "You good, bro?"
This
is probably not. I mean, this is probably not the space, or this is probably not the opportunity. But it's something a conversation that needs to be had because, like it's okay for women to go both ways, but when it's a man, it's such a disgust. It's such an outrage, and I think that we women suffer a lot with men who are undercover, who do not want to be themselves. We get diseases from men who are, not being themselves because they don't have that safe space.
But you got to understand though, and this is not even trying to be funny. The reason why it's not, I don't believe a woman going both ways is okay. It's tolerable, and the reason why it's tolerable is because you have to understand, even from a medical standpoint, the likelihood of a woman transmitting an STI to another woman is very unlikely because there's no penetration there. Even if there is penetration with a woman, it's a foreign object. The reason why with a man it is so egregious for him to do that, especially if his woman doesn't know, is because it's like, bruh, you're going out here and you are penetrating another man. And then you will have the audacity to come home with that same penis and stick it in me. And now what you're doing is you have ripped away my choice. You have totally like, I'm not even joking about that because I think that is so messed up to do that to a woman. You're taking my choice away now. Now, if you told me this is who you were in the beginning, and then I decide to rock with you, then all accountability is on me. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you're going to go out here, you're going to give me this, and this is where women have a very valid point with the umbrage they take with men. Because to me, that is so dishonest to give this woman the impression that you're this, then go out here and do that, and then bring that back to this. That is just egregious on all levels. That's the reason why it's more tolerable with a woman than it is with a man, because with a woman on a woman, there really is no penetration. Y'all have a foreign object. With a man, you're taking your penis and sticking it inside of another man, busting blood vessels. And then and then on top of that, you're going into a place where it's meant to exit. So that place is dirty. So not only is this person busting blood vessels, but it's also excreting waste from your body. And you're taking yourself, entering this person, and then taking that back to your wife, who is totally unbeknowing that you're in this situation. And that's the reason why with a man being a bisexual, it is so egregious as opposed to a woman.
That's not why.
Oh, then tell me why.
Because men like it and women don't. That's why.
No,
you like girls?
No, wait. Wait. I was taking it to a medical, health sense. That's why I was taking it to. Okay. I wasn't taking it from the standpoint of a secular realm. I was taking it to the standpoint of, yo, you are putting a woman's life in danger by doing something like that. Being a man doing something like that. You're putting a woman's life in danger. Mm-hmm. That's why I was taking it. But I do agree, it is sexy. But that is beyond the point. You thought you had me, Caligula. You thought you had me, but I brought myself back.
Jody, what's your next topic, dear?
So he said, I let a man suck my dick, right? With
Jody ain't letting that go.
I'm not letting that go this season. With confidence of the room, right? Like with nobody saying like, hey, I'm gonna call HR. He just said
I'm gonna call HR.
I mean, the way our job was set up, we talked about all kinds of stuff. Like,
so you built that in that area that we talk
She
about.
Work for a sex hotline, y'all.
Do they have any of those? Because I do work for a hotline, but it's not sex.
They do have them.
Okay, cool.
They have them. People.
Are they hiring? I should call them.
They always.
What is your next topic? That man can get his dick sucked by a man if he wants to. Move on.
No.
What in the hell?
That's gay.
What in the hell?
Hey, that is his business.
And this is why I don't let none of my wrestlers watch this show.
Hey, real talk. My nephew was
like, none of my
students. Hey, what y'all talking about tonight? Hey, get the hell off my podcast. Get the hell off my podcast. Niggas, we don't know how to act. So real quick, so we everybody get to bed. Couple last week, you know what I'm saying? We all know my Lord, you know what I'm saying, my role model, my spirit animal, Mr. Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent. He's the king of petty and beef. And now he's going back and forth with his son. His son recently did an interview and he was bitching and complaining about his dad was only giving him $6,700 a month for child support. And he said $6,700 wasn't enough money for child support. And we're all as common people who work 9-to-5 jobs, their own businesses, you know what I'm saying? For most of us, if somebody said I can give you $6,700 a month, we would be like, yeah, that's
I can make it work. Yeah.
That sound damn good to me. You know what I'm saying? $600-700 a month sound damn good to me. So he put that out there. So he sounds like a fucking idiot to me personally. But the
motherfucker's 25. So for you to receive $6,700 a month as a grown man, you shut the fuck up. Say thank you. Keep it moving.
Do you understand this, man? $6,700 a month roughly comes out to $81K a year. People, the only job that makes that is a senior civil engineer. I don't even know what the hell they do, but they make $81K a year. He literally is bitching about $6,700 a month. Dog, you got that because you were the fastest sperm. That's all you're getting this money for. It's because you were the fastest sperm to make it to the egg. If you don't shut your entitled ass up.
Now, hold on. Hear me out. So that wasn't even the part that got me, right? So I watched the interview with 50 Cent, and people were talking about 50 Cent, why, you know, and to a certain people point, 50 Cent as a man who's worth like, I think like 50 million change, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, with child support, he's gonna get more than that. He said in the interview, I was giving my baby mama $500,000 a year for child support for one kid, right? So 500,000, he was giving you like, you know, like what?
Like 40 some change a month.
Basically, by the time that boy was 5 years old, he gave you $2.5 million.
Yeah, he was giving her $500,000 a year. So he was giving you 40 some thousand a month.
Yeah.
Right? So you know what I'm saying? In a month, you got more than a lot of people making a year. So then 50 said his baby mama wanted more. He's I'm already paying for school, I'm paying for the cars, I'm paying for the house, and I'm giving you $500,000 a year. And you want more. He went to court, he did the child support thing, came out to roughly $6,700 a month. He was bitching about that, right?
Look at God.
Gotcha. Same thing with my boy Future. Old girl took him to court, wanted $50,000 a month for child support. He ended up having to give her only $5,000. Look at you being greedy, right? So my point is this, right? Now, Mr. Marquise Jackson is back and forth with his father, but he goes on TMZ, right? And he says, oh, now I want a relationship with my father. 50 Cent says, no, you don't, right? And he made a great point. He said, because if you wanted a relationship with me, you would have picked up the phone and hit me up instead of having a conversation with TMZ. But there's a lot of people out there saying stuff like, oh, 50 needs to sit this down, 50's being petty and this, that, and the third.
Are they women saying it?
Some men and women, but mostly women. Yes, I get what you.
Mostly women.
Mostly women. So here's my point. Here's my point to this. Is why I want to bring the conversation to today. I'm a firm believer, and even when we talked about Kanye and everything else, right, with DJ Academics and Kanye, I'm a firm believer on making motherfuckers stand on what you said the first time. You know what I'm saying? My granddad always told me, do not let people try to dictate their wrongdoings to you. As a grown-ass person, you know exactly what you did the first time you did that shit. You're not gonna sit here and try to make me think otherwise. You knew what you was doing. That was your intent. That was your purpose. So with 50 Cent and his son, it's like we all remember when 50 Cent and his son were verbally beefing back and forth, and he was going out and hanging out with Floyd Mayweather, calling his daddy broke. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got money like this. He was calling Floyd Mayweather Uncle Mayweather. We all know 50 and Mayweather didn't like each other. So it's like you did all this, fuck shit about your dad, and now you want to have a relationship. And I personally don't see 50 Cent as a wrong for not wanting to have that. Like, nigga, either hit me up or keep my name out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him as wrong because it's like you went out and purposely fucked with the people that didn't fuck with me on purpose. And look at you. Floyd Mayweather ain't giving you a dime, but he was Uncle Floyd when we was beefing. So I'm a firm believer. Stand on that shit that you was on a couple of years ago. Stand on it. Don't be coming up here asking me for money now. Stand on that shit. So
this goes to a deeper issue though, Jody. This goes to a deeper issue, and I find it more prevalent in our community as somebody who is going through something similar to that. And Mo can vouch for this. It reminds me of what Tupac said with Thug Life. The hate you give little infants fucks everyone. And the vitriol that his mom has put in him towards his father is now making him look bad. Because people are literally like, bro, do you understand in the Black community, whether by choice or by circumstance, how many of us do not have a father, let alone a father that gives child support in that type of amount? I don't know kids who grew up with their parents that saw $6,700 a month from their daddy. And here you have a father who is paying. Dog, that's insane to me. I know women out there who got multiple children by one guy and don't get half of what this guy was getting for one kid. And you're going to sit up here and bitch at your dad for what? Instead of you taking the time and having enough foresight to say, you know what, man, I could learn from my father. My father came and conquered the business world, movie, music, beverages, clothing. Instead of warring with this man, why don't I sit down and learn from him? Because even if he doesn't directly pass me his businesses, I should be able to pick up something from him that I can be able to pass on to my generation and my children. But we don't ever think like that. Our thought process is always right here and right now, instead of thinking about, and we always want instant gratification instead of prolonged satisfaction. And my thing is, this is my thing. What is your end game, Marquise? What is your end game? Because you're not a kid anymore. So I can understand why 50 is now treating him like a grown man. If you were a kid, then it's one thing. But dog, you done crossed over into grown man stuff. You're hanging out with my enemies. You're putting family business on public platforms. You are literally doing, that's grown man shit. Like, bro, you do understand that if you were not my son, and 50 is proving this, if you were not my son, oh, trust me, the repercussions would be a lot worse. You better ask Rick Ross. You better ask Gang. You better ask all these fools out here. 50 is literally about that life. And the only thing that's saving you is the fact of the matter that our DNA matches. So I think it speaks to a bigger problem in our community. That's just me.
But let me ask you a question then. How can he not do that to his father when he's been conditioned by his mother to act that way?
But that's what I said. It's a bigger issue.
It's a bigger issue because
it's a humongous issue.
Even on our level, you see it all the time where a child's mother will poison the kid against their father. You know, and I hear a lot of people say, well, when my kid get older, they'll know the truth, they'll recognize. But that's years of conditioning.
Yeah.
When they get older, they can't recognize the truth because that's your mom. You would never think your mom would lead you down a wrong path in life.
But you know the problem with that is this, and I had to come to this realization myself. Your mom is only your mom. She's so and so to everybody else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like she Patricia to everybody else.
Yeah, she Patricia to everybody else. And I believe you don't realize that because you don't realize that as a man growing up. Because if I'm not mistaken, Mo is the only person I knew who grew up with his father. Are the rest of us single mother children?
I am.
Yeah. You don't realize that your mama is a woman first before she's your mama until you end up dealing with another woman.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I say that all the time. I'm like, I never recognized my mom as a woman. Like
until you start dealing with one.
Like my mind is blown. You know, when I think about, man, she went through this and that, just like a woman. Like, but that's my mother. You know, like my mother has woman feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like she thinks like a woman and she acts like, but I never, said over because she's my mom.
That's right, and that's the misconception, especially in our community, because with the majority of us, 80% of us are born and raised and reared by single mothers. So our mothers are in the Black community. There's God, and then there's your mama. Literally, there's God, and then there's your mama. And what happens is you tend to look at your mom like she's a deity, especially if you're a young Black boy. Because the first thing your mom does is your mom tries to teach you to be opposite of what your dad is. Because there are very few moms out there, and no disrespect, but there are very few moms out there who literally sit their sons down and tell them anything positive about their father and how they have that positivity in their father from them. I literally sat down with my mom and I said, Mom, tell me something good about my dad. And literally my mom, it was like Jeopardy. And I'm like, are you really trying to tell me you can't even look at me? You can't look at me and find something positive in me that I got from him. Are you serious? Like that shit is devastating. And you don't realize that shit until you get older. And you almost feel guilty because it's like, damn, I'm not. Are you trying to tell me my mama could probably have some ain't shit tendencies about her? You don't want to think that about your mother because she's your mama. But at the end of the day, your mama was a woman before she was your mama. Like I tell people this all the time when they talk about men of God falling short. It's like, bro, before he was a preacher, he's a man. That's why he's called man of God. He's a man. Y'all elevate these preachers to this status where they cannot fall. That's why when they do fall, y'all look at them and your entire world shatters. But if you keep it G, where it's like that dude is just as susceptible to sin as I am, if not more so, because the enemy is trying to invalidate his calling, then it will have a lot of people be more sober-minded about the man of God. It's the same thing with your mama. If we look at our mama as the fact that she's a woman first and your mama second, then it would make you a lot more conscious about what it is she could possibly be capable of. And it would make you a little bit more apt to going to seek your father out to talk to him to get his side. I mean, tell me if y'all
both are speaking from personal experience. You know what I mean? Like, Doug, I know your situation. Unc, I don't really know your situation, but I know that you're speaking from a personal experience. But in reference to this with 50 and his son, of course, as y'all saying, he's only following the carrot that was given to him. So whatever carrot was dangled in front of his face, that's what he's forming his perception of his father on. From 50's standpoint is, dude, if you only understood what I was doing to try to make sure that you had, then you won't be coming at me sideways saying that this money is not enough. Well, if you take the money off the table, I think that 50 should have a conversation with him outside. Like he said, if you want to get at me, you ain't have to go to TMZ. You went to TMZ, so now I can make it seem like I'm going to be the villain for not wanting to get at you and talk to you. But at some point, you gotta let that child experience what they have to experience.
Absolutely.
For themselves, right? So he's walking down the path, and now he's gonna realize that he was doing some really whack stuff, and that what was doing was wrong. Now, but he has to come to that realization on his own. Can't nobody make him see that until he actually sees it for himself. And just like I've been knowing Doug for a long time, and I know his whole situation. And like I told him a long time ago, keep receipts. I've been telling him that. I'm like, you keep taking note, everything that you buy, everything that you send, every car that you send, everything that you, because for years, I don't care if you got to go get a storage and you got 20 years worth of stuff in this storage, that when the time comes, you can say, let me show you something. It wasn't that I was not trying to be in your space and I wasn't trying to be in your world. It was that your mom was blocking me from that. And I tell Doug all the time, there's going to come a point where his son is going to have some bad things to say about his mother. And now he's going to have to make a choice. Is he going to validate that stuff? Or is he going to say, you know what? That was your mom and she did what she felt was right, not justifying it. When I used to tell my dad, you need to put mama on child support, he was like, man, that's your mama. He wouldn't even, he'd look at me sideways like, where you saying some stupid stuff? Like, shut up. That's silly. Why would I do that? And it came to a point where one time me and my mom was riding in a car after my dad had passed. And she said, everything that your dad said bad about me isn't true. And I said, Dad ain't never say nothing bad about you at all. She broke down in tears because in her mind, she know that she would have been painting a bad perception of him. Because when it was time for me to make my decision who I want to live with, he had to sneak around and pick me up 3 blocks from our crib. I'm out in the neighborhood playing. She wouldn't even let him see me. So he just ride around the neighborhood and swoop me up. We go hang out and he dropped me off 3 blocks away from the crib. I walk home. But you see what I'm saying? Like, there comes a moment where the reality and that person are going to intersect. And in that moment is where you have that epiphany. And then that moment, that's when the real truth comes out.
But see, Mo, everything you said is spot on. But Mo, you got to understand, man, you are an anomaly, bro. You're an anomaly. You were raised by your father. Your father was there. And you're speaking from a standpoint of how a lot of black men should speak and how a lot of black children, especially black sons, should speak. But unfortunately, that ain't our reality.
Right. At some
point, that's not some reality.
Yeah, like at some point, little 50 Cent is going to have a moment where he's going to look back at all this and going to realize that the choices and decisions that he made were not the best, and it wasn't in the best interest of his father. However long that takes, you know what I mean? Like, it might take another 10 years, it might take another 15 years. However long that takes, there's going to come that moment.
I prayed for him because when I finally got that moment, my father had already died. And that's some shit that it still plagues me to this day. So I hope for his sake, he snapped to it real quick, because it's gonna be a hole in his soul that ain't gonna ever be filled.
That's true. Go ahead, B. I got a question after you. Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, right. So I'm of the notion of, I think that 50 should reach out and talk to him, for the simple fact that it's like, and to Doug's point, a lot of kids are poisoned by their moms about their dads. And I think it's unfair for 50 to hold that against him, because at some point 50 was sleeping with this woman. She was in 50's ear, so he knows how she is. And that's him. That's little him. So he knows how he can be caught up in what she says and does. So if anything, you need to go and save yourself, little you self, from the situation, instead of, you know what I'm saying, being so anti. Like, I get the point, but I can't be mad at you because you fell for something that I fell for.
All right, then let me ask you this question, Brian, in that vein. At what point in time do you hold this grown man who he is now?
Now he's
wait, hold on. Go ahead. Because the one thing we need to understand in one-sided stories is that it's only one side. Like, we don't know what 50 was doing to try and be in this boy's life. Because I remember seeing Wankster. His son was in that video. Like, there were other videos that his son was in. There are pictures of 50 with this boy. So it's like, it's not like he neglected him. So there comes a point in time where once you cross over into that state of accountability, it's like, now it's on you. Because now you're, like I said in my first part, you're making grown man decisions. You're hanging out with my enemies, bro.
That was 10 years ago.
No, like, dude, you sat up there and I think he talked about he put a post out, his son put a post out talking about being with the Supreme Team. And dog, this dude orchestrated a guy to shoot me in front of your great grandma's house.
Oh, that's
grown man shit right there. That ain't kid shit.
When was that?
What do you mean?
When did that situation happen?
Which situation? The shooting or the shooting?
Like, the boy was with the Supreme Team. When did that happen? Is what I'm asking.
That happened probably when he was like, he was an adult. He was an adult at the time.
So like 5 years ago, 7, 8?
Yeah, about it was a couple years ago. And I'm like, bro, like, you're doing shit like, bro, I get it. I get it. You may be hurt. Listen to me. I love Mo. Like, I joke with Mo a lot, but Mo is my brother. We've been through a lot together. There are certain lines that even if me and him fell out, I would never cross out of respect for our past relationship.
But
I would never cross certain lines.
You as a grown man met Mo as a grown man. You know what I'm saying?
But something I want to chime in here. Something that we also have to take into consideration is we oftentimes badger the mom who had her own relationship with 50 Cent, right? So that mother had a relationship with 50 Cent. She has every right to feel how she feels. Now, should she spoil her child's brain? No, I don't agree with that specifically, but she has her own resentment. Now, the fathers that are not present, that are not the primary parent, don't realize where this resentment comes from. While 50 Cent was outliving his life and doing whatever it is, he left that child in the mother's care for her to rear that child how she saw fit. If he felt that, for whatever reason, he wanted his child to be raised a certain way, it's his responsibility to be an active parent to actually form the trajectory of that child's life. That's really the bottom line. My biological father has no say-so in how I was reared because you made your own decisions. I'm sure you tried, but it wasn't good enough. And that's something that I think a lot of non-custodial parents don't realize. you forfeit any type of feedback that you have when you decide to not be present or be active. And 50 Cent was not low on resources. So I don't want to hear that, courts and all this other stuff. Like was mentioned earlier, he was in the music video. So there was some type of relationship that was severed. And he is just as responsible for that mother who poisoned the child that we don't even know. But let's just say that he's just as responsible for leaving that child in that person's care.
I got this. Put
Hold
your
on.
hand down, dog.
No,
Put your hand down.
I want to say something. To Lola's defense, right? I
no defense.
But listen, I understand what she's saying.
I understand what she's saying.
But you gotta look at how his first baby mama is looking at him with his
Jody, let me ask you a question. And this is not disrespectful, but please don't take it this way. Do you have any children?
No, he doesn't.
You can't speak on this, bro. Wait, Lolita. He can't speak on this. And the reason why he can't speak on this is because you're not in a position to be able to speak from the standpoint of a father and the certain hindrances that may come.
I'm not speaking from his perspective.
But you're ready to jump to Lolita's defense, and that's cool.
I'm not jumping to her defense. I'm just saying.
You said in her defense.
All right, but I'm looking at it from a perspective of what she's talking about, right? So she's looking at, and this is why we have podcasts, so we can hear other people's perspective.
No, I'm with you.
So she's saying that the Marquise's mom might have some resentment with 50, and reason why her and 50 aren't seeing eye to eye, right? But you got to look at it from what she just said. I'm looking at 50, and I'm an avid follower of 50 Cent's Instagram, right? And it's like he is a very an active father in his second son's life. Like his second son, he is with him all the time. Like every other picture he takes, he's with this other son, right?
That's the reason why I'm saying, Jody, you can't speak about that, man. Because, and this is no shot at you, Lolita. So please hear my heart and not my words, okay? The nonchalantness in which you speak about the way he cavalierly didn't do enough, where you said your biological father, yeah, he may have tried, but it wasn't good enough. The cavalierness in which you speak about that shows the detachment that as a child, you have no earthly idea what it is that man could have possibly been going through at the hands of your mother. Which goes right back to what it is I was saying. Hold on, Be-Knowing. Which goes right back to what it is I was saying earlier about the fact of the matter of how we deify our mothers in the Black community because of the absence of the father by circumstance or by choice. We listen to them and everything they say is gospel. When the truth of the matter is, as a child, that's the reason why back in the day they used to say stay in a child's place. Because we really and truly have no earthly idea the dynamic of that relationship. We don't know the dynamic of that relationship. Perfect example. Listen at how you talk about your father, which more than likely came from your mother, and listen at how Mo talked about his mother as opposed to his father. Because the fact of the matter is, his dad was like, no, you ain't gonna talk about your mom like that. That's your mama.
Yeah, same scenario. So my mother not once ever, and my mother also was the one who would drop me off. My mother would drop me off to his house. My mom did everything that she could. So my mother never poisoned my mind. The reason why I say that, and I will die on this hill, is because I'm a mother. And as a mother, Satan himself would have to pry the child out of my hands before a court would be able to get my children from me to a point to where I don't have a say-so in the rearing of my children. 50 Cent is the same man who will sue somebody and try to get $3 out of that person. So you mean to tell me that you didn't have the same tenacity to use your resources to be able to use the courts to be able to be more active in your child's life? I will never respect it.
And once again, that shows the disconnect between Black men and Black women. Because understand this, in America, the court system is not made for us. I am telling you.
Okay,
Y'all
Fred.
can sit up
I
there.
know. I got a counterpoint for that.
I want to hear what he had to say. Let him
Go ahead,
speak.
get it out.
I want to hear what he had to say.
Because y'all can scrunch y'all faces up all y'all want. So what's up, Mo?
He had something that he had to say. Like
who? Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Unc. Forgive me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, his mic. Your mic. Oh.
No, my mic is unmuted. Now, I'm finna give it to you from a dad's point of view who went through the court system.
Same here.
Who did what they said you are supposed to do.
Same here.
And guess what? I got fucked over by the court system.
And Mo is my vouch. Mo will vouch for me on that.
And what happened is, Jody and everybody who know me know about my first kid's mama. Well, me and her don't
so much
even get around. Then you know what? I'ma just anyway. She took my son and moved to Missouri, without my say-so knowledge whatsoever. The bitch did it so smooth, he was with me on a visitation. And my weekend visitation, I dropped him off Sunday because it was over, and she took off and moved when I dropped him off. That was 9. He was 9 when this happened. In 2 weeks on the 2nd of November, he'll be 15. For 14 years of this man's life, my son's life, I was in court fighting for him the day he was born. 14 years. And the court did not do anything for me. And I had all the valid points. So, Lolita, I understand when you say inactive fathers, and you can't say how active or inactive 50 was. He having his son in the video. So that means that kid was with him. Now, where I don't know what happened to where it wasn't like that anymore. And when you say the mom and 50 relationship, it seems like she's upset about the broken relationship
and who he's turned into.
And it's like you can't take that out on the kid because that's what she's really doing. You taking it out on the kid. You trying to punish 50 for a broken relationship. That ain't got nothing to do with the kid.
And that's the reason why I said, Lolita, as a child, when I was talking about this, they need to stay in a child's place. The problem is in our community, unfortunately, the mother uses the child as a conduit to get their anger out because the man is no longer connected to them and they can no longer influence the man. Because I'm telling you right now, as an individual, I went through the court system. Mo is my witness. I went through the court system. I did everything I was supposed to do. I have not seen my son in 6 years. He will be 15 in December. That's the reason why, as a black man, I am exhausted with this narrative that we don't want to be in our kids' lives. While there are mothers out there who literally bend over backwards to keep you out of that child's life. I am very passionate about that because I am sick and tired of black men getting this goddamn rep like we are the bane of existence. We get blamed by white America for drugs and crime. We get blamed by the courts for the penal system. Everything is against us. And then now we got our women saying that we don't want to be there and our children saying fuck us. And that shit is exhausting as a black man. I'm not saying that there are not deadbeat fathers out there. I am not saying that. But we cannot sit up here and castigate every black man that's not in that house while giving a blanket pass to every black woman who happens to be there because, number one, we don't know what she did to drive this man away. And number two, we do not know how she's even treating that kid in that house. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I love my mother. some of the worst ass whoopings I ever got was from her. And the fact of the matter is, in the Black community, we're so conditioned to sit here and say, no matter what, mama's right. Even when mama's wrong, mama's right. And that's not right. While we sit up here and hold dad to this standard that no one can reach, but we continue to give mama a pass over and over and over. And Black men are constantly getting looked at like we are so terrible. But I ask Black women this all the time. Tell me what it is you deal with off of us that other races of women don't deal with off of their men.
So, which brings me to one of my biggest points. I understand that a lot of the fathers who are trying to be active in their children's life, the real enemy is neither Black women or Black men. It's really not. It's a system that's really set up for us to fail. So that's a whole nother conversation, because it boils down to resources. Because I've done research, and it shows that white fathers do tend to get better results in the court system. So it's judicial system, it's resources, it's a lot that goes into that for sure. The hill that I will continue to stand on, though, is 50, because we're specifically talking about 50 Cent. 50 Cent had resources. He had time. He had the tenacity. And he also was active in his child's life. And what that proves is that you can be present and not be giving energy, not being able to influence your child. Because I guarantee you, had he been active those first couple years where he was in that music video, so yeah, he has footage that shows that he was there, but was he rearing his child? Probably not, because when you raise up a child, we all know we may go a little to the left, but we always come back. You know what I mean? Our morals, our standards, those things are already intact. So specifically about 50 Cent, he had the resources to be able to navigate the court systems in his favor, and for whatever reason did not. So specifically about 50 Cent, I don't respect.
Let me speak to that. Go ahead.
Let Brian go. Brian.
Okay. Oh no, I was just gonna say, I know men who are actual felons who have come home and beat the court system and have full custody of their sons. So it's not impossible. It is difficult. One of the most important things is, fellas, and it's such a stigma in the Black community for Black men to be involved in the court, but he beat them women to the court, and that really helped a lot. He beat them to the court. He had all this paperwork in order, and you know what I'm saying. That's how he managed to get, as a felon, full custody of both his sons from two different mothers.
Understood. But wait. Hold on. The exception, Brian, doesn't make the rule. That's number one. Because I guarantee you, for every one of him, there's at least 20 to 30 like me and Unc. Number two, speaking to Lolita, going back to your point about that, I am telling you, it's not just a 50. See, we can narrow it down to 50 Cent, but it's not. This is a community issue, because you sat up here and said if he was in his child's life, rearing his child the way he should, that the child would always come back. Am I correct? I didn't misquote you? Am I correct? You're looking at a man who, for the first 9 years of his child's life, was in his life every single day, every birthday, every Christmas. Maurice can vouch for me. That's how far me and Mo go back. I was even after me and his mama broke up. You're looking at a man with no car who found a way in Charlotte back in the early 2000s, before there was ever real public transportation. I found a way to get to my son. And at the end of the day, my son's mother still pried him away from me, to the point where he is literally at 14, 15 years old, spewing the same vitriol that Marquise Jackson is spitting right now at 25. So that point right there, it's invalid. And the reason why it's invalid is because children have a connection with their mamas that fathers will never understand. That's the reason why they say mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Children have a connection with their mom that fathers will never understand. That's why it is incumbent upon the mother to be able to relinquish the child to the father, for the father to be able to rear him, especially if it's a boy, the way he needs to when he becomes a man. Unfortunately, in the Black community, it's not the fact that the father is out here neglecting the child, or the father is out here being messed up or adverse to the child. The problem is the mother is still hurt because the relationship didn't work. And as a result of the relationship not working, and she knows she can't manipulate this man anymore, now all of a sudden the child doesn't like him. Because you can say whatever you want to about 50 Cent and him doing this and him doing that. Understand this. No woman wouldn't take a 50 Cent, because you can say he was flying all over the place, doing all over that. 50 Cent amassed a $200 million empire doing that and was paying for his son. But yet, as a mother, she should have been able to talk to her son and say, your dad is out working right now to provide a lifestyle for you. You may not understand that as a child, but as you grow into a man, you will have to do the same thing for your family. That's what the mother should have been telling that son. Because it wasn't like 50 was out here like some deadbeat dads just not doing. 50 was out here making moves. 50 was out here building an empire. And as a mother, your job should have been to instruct your son, Mama, where daddy at? Daddy's out working right now. Daddy is out putting things in place for you to give you the life that 80% of Black children do not have. That's how.
But
go ahead.
That's not always the mindset. Right now, we have to understand this, right? And let's understand this. We, right, as everybody on this show right now is at least 32 years of age and up. We've experienced life and
Lolita, you that old?
I'm 19, baby. 19.
At least she ain't say 25. I'm so sick of that age.
So everybody on here has experienced it, right? You can't have that conversation back when you're in your mid early 20s. This is probably when it happened. She was probably in her mid early 20s. And like you said,
50 is what, 48?
45, 46?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Who are you saying? Who are you saying can't have the conversation? Let me chime in, because y'all ain't heard from me about this.
Yeah, I wanted to hear from you.
Yeah, golly.
Y'all
been talking y'all ass off for an hour. So anyway,
you keep perusing in and out. You know,
I like that word.
I'm at work. I'm on the hotline.
Okay. Hear me out. So like I get what Doug's saying. Like there's an important conversation, but we also have to remember that these people didn't have that mindset when they were having these kids. 50 was what, 20, probably 25, 26 when he had this kid. That girl was probably younger than him. Most of the time, the female is going to be younger in most cases, right? Not all, but some. So especially that, he's probably messing with some girl that was like 21, 20, right? So by the time that son's 9, this girl's 28, 29, 30, and she's getting $500,000. She's probably trying to keep up with all the other bitches out there. And guess what? $500,000 ain't gonna cut it for me to live the lifestyle I want and to have this son. Now I want more. Now, could a 50 have the resources to definitely give more and do more to shut her up? Absolutely, he could have. But it's 50.
Do not negotiate with terrorists.
Right. So it's 50, right? So as we all grown to see how 50 is, he probably said hell no. Right. So it's like they probably weren't even in the headspace to have those in conversations that we're wanting them to have. You know what I'm saying? And so with all that
speculation about nothing. Like, we can go back and forth all night about what he should have done, what she should have done, what could have happened, what did happen, what didn't happen. In real life, I have to agree a lot with Mr. Doug. Now, I don't know this guy, and he's really egging me, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say, as a mother, I can speak on this because I have 3 children. I have 2 baby fathers. I have a partner who has 2 children in a previous marriage. My children, all 3 of my children, have a great relationship with their fathers because I have encouraged it. My ex-husband has never given me a dime of child support. We've been divorced for 10 years. He has never helped me with my children, but the relationship that he has with them was way more valid than any dime he could ever give me. I have given them, like, I'm the type of mom, call your dad. Have you talked to your dad today?
God
And
bless you.
I'm not saying that other mothers out there are not doing that, but
They're not.
They're not. They're
I have
not.
seen just what you were talking about bitter mothers who are taking their children and using them as a paycheck and are making this so hard for fathers to be who they need to be. Is the system set up for fathers? It's not necessarily not set up for them, but so many men are afraid to go to that extent to try to get their children because of what may happen, who are, or not being able to see their kids at all because they're taking these steps to try to get to see their children. But I wholeheartedly agree. When I got pregnant with my little boy, because he was like outside of like a divorce, so it was like a one night stand, I begged his dad to take him. Like, I did not want to raise this child. I wanted him to go with his father. Now, I can't speak as highly on him as I can on my ex-husband. He refused. He absolutely refused. And in that situation, now you have a situation where I could have still been bitter. I could have still been like, oh, this is a situation where I don't want to deal with him. I don't want to talk to him. But after this child was born, I still gave him the opportunity to be a dad. Is he an excellent dad? He sees his child when he can. And I'm not knocking him for that. But my little boy loves his father. And you will never hear any of my kids say anything bad about their dads, no matter what they've done to me. I feel like in these situations, the children are never put first. And when the children are not put first, then that's when you get Marquises. He was not put first in his situation. He had a bitter mom and a bitter dad who were fighting over whatever it was. And because of that, he is a bitter child. And that is the problem. Mothers and fathers are not putting their kids first. And that's
God bless you. God bless you, Kalisha. No
and with that, that's a mic drop right there, because
that's the mic drop. There's nothing else needs to be said. God bless you for that. Because it ain't about money, it's about relationship. That's what it's about.
1000% about that.
You cannot sit up here and say you love your child and hate their parent.
Shit, I can.
You can't say that.
I tried. No, I tried. That's the thing.
We had a show. We've had some people prove otherwise.
Right.
We have a question. Would you pick your baby mama up if she was stranded on the side of the road? And let's just say a couple of my male guests said hell no. I was like,
listen, I got 3 kids, 3 different moms, and I am cool. And I tried to be cool with all of them.
God damn, you a potent motherfucker.
I'm not really.
You're a potent somebody.
I wanted 17 kids, but
damn, Abraham.
But but that's the thing. My mindset has always been this when it comes to the other parent is I never want my kids to feel like they're put in a position where they have to choose between us. I'm like, I never want that for my kids.
And that's one of the reasons why we don't like going to court.
And and I don't mind. You know what? I took them to court. They didn't bring me to court. I took them because my mindset is you're not going to take my kids from me. I'm going to be a part of my children's life, no matter what. No matter what happened between you and I, it ain't got nothing to do with them. So when I try, and I try, and I tried, and I tried with this woman. And no matter what, she always did the opposite to fight me on everything. And then when I say did the opposite, I can be like, hey, look at the sky. It's blue. No, it's not. It's green. You're like, no matter what I suggested, hey, how about this? Blah, blah, blah. No. No. Like even when we came to court, it was like, they was like, okay, since y'all, because she didn't want to drop him off at my house. And I was like, okay. They were like, can you find a neutral spot? I was like, you can drop him off at my brother's house. He live around the corner from me. I ain't even got to see you. You can just drop him off and I'll come pick him up. No, can we pick someplace besides his family house? But the bitch used to call my brother up and take my son Halloween, trick-or-treating with his kids when it was her Halloween. Oh, but now since I suggested it it's a no-go. So yeah, I tried and I got to the point to where, fuck it. You don't want to co-parent with me. You don't want to be cool with me. You don't want shit from me, so fuck you. You know, and you know what? And I never talk bad about her in front of my son. I don't believe in that. I don't.
Kids know energy though. Children know energy. You ain't
They
never
know
got to
energy,
to a child for them to know how you feel
say
about
nothing bad about her. You know, it's because you know what? When he with me, that's all I'm focused on. It's him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, damn what she doing. I don't even care. You know, it's whatever.
That part.
But she goes out of her way to inconvenience me. The latest thing that got me steamed and pissed right now is anybody who knows me is I'm all about education, especially for young black men. Education. She's letting this boy fail everything in school, letting him. And I'm like, well, I say, well, she's letting him because there's no consequences for his actions. You know, you come in my house, I expect you to go to school, try your best, get good grades, and if you're having trouble, then we're gonna get you the help you need, or you're gonna sit down with me because I'm an educator. So I work with students. She got this boy failing, he just failing. And then I see when I turn on my PS4, he out there playing games. Hold on. Ain't no game playing in my house if you failing. That's the last thing you need to be doing.
Sounds like you need to fill your case. Like, sounds like you got to.
I did that. See, that's the thing. We have a GAL. I send her the report cards. I send her the truancy letters. I send her every fucking thing. And it's like, what more do you want to show that this girl ain't doing shit? That he needs to be here with me because I'm trying to make sure my son has a future.
Keep fighting. Keep fighting. You got this.
Fighting? I've been fighting for 14 years.
Don't
How
give
much
up,
more
though.
fight?
But see, Kalikala, that's another. I'm sorry, Kalisha. That's another thing that is also a big thing in our community too. It's always black man keep fighting. Black man keep fighting. That's your child. Keep fighting. And then as soon, but nobody ever considers the fact that, yo, we're tired because no, it's not. No, it's not.
Maybe maybe not for everybody, but I definitely think there are people who consider it.
Yes,
and
but once again, I will say,
if gives up now, if gives up today, guess what? That's his decision. That's his choice. Like sometimes
understood. But what I'm saying is, I will say,
the kids, he need his energy for it too.
That's what I'm saying. As a man, we still got to be able to take our energy out into this world and provide. We still got to go out here. And that's the reason why I said, like the same thing I said to be known when he brought up the felon who beat his women. That
no, he beat the case. Okay. You said he beat the case, guys.
He beat the case. But
emotional damage. You want some therapy?
And this is the last thing I'm gonna say because I gotta go. But I just believe that we have been so conditioned because one thing about me is I was that child too. I remember talking to my father over the phone. I had just gotten back from Okinawa and deployment. And I think I was about 20 years old. And I talked to him over the phone. And I was like, why weren't you there? And he just kept saying, ask your mother. And I thought it was such a pussy ass answer that I cussed my dad out. That was the last time I spoke to him before he died. I cussed his ass out. That's a pussy ass answer. He said, son, just ask your mother. The reason why I understand that now is because when my son was saying the same thing, I said, ask your mom. Because I don't know. I don't know what I can tell you that will appease you because you don't want to hear me. You don't want to hear me. So ask your mama. And that's the reason why I say a lot of black men, their mental health is not taken into consideration, especially in situations like this, because it's like, yo, we get tired. No, you can't get tired. That's your child. Yes, I know that. Somebody tell this heifer that. Somebody tell her.
Yeah, I don't think listen, I just told y'all I'll try to get my child to his daddy, right? So, like, when you take that into consideration, y'all don't think moms get tired? Like,
Tired of okay.
Tired of
You
what?
know moms get tired, but
so
if you got help,
here's a direct construct of what you're saying. I wanted my son to go with his father when he was born. I was called everything under the sun, an unfit mother, a no good mammy. I wasn't nothing to nobody. Moms don't get that option to give their children away without being judged.
Who called
Nobody
you that?
takes that into consideration.
Was there other women that talk to you like that?
These are my ancestors, my aunts, my grandmother, my parents.
Other women.
My father. I let my son go stay with his daddy during the pandemic for a month. My father disowned me because I let my child go and stay with his father.
Because you're the exception, Kalisha, not the rule.
I'm just
you're
saying.
No, I get what you're saying, but just because you're the exception, you're not the rule. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of women out there, what I applaud you for is being honest enough to say that I don't want to be a mother. A lot of women will use. No, I'm being honest with you.
That's not what I said.
She's like, that's not what I said. Yeah.
Okay. If you're saying you wanted him to go live with his father,
I want to be a. I want to be.
No, she said I want visitation rights. I don't want
to. Okay, so you didn't. Okay, so you didn't want to be the custodial parent. You didn't want to be the custodial parent, right?
There you go.
Okay. There are a lot of mothers out there who feel exactly like you. However, they know that there is some sort of prestige with coming along with being a single mother. And you can shake your head.
I'm shaking my head because that prestige is not worth being with that child and
listen, hear me out, Kalisha, hear me out, because I am not disagreeing with you. What I am saying is that there is a lot of prestige that Black women have that they like to wield when they are single mothers. That's the reason why they like to say, I'm a single mother. I'm doing it by myself.
It's not prestige.
They have a lot of help. It's not
they have a lot of help.
I don't care why they feel it's not prestige.
It's learned behavior, though. You know what I mean? Like, all this is it stems back to something. It's learned behavior, right? Like, most single moms come from single moms. Most teenage moms have babies who end up being teenage moms, right? So it's all starting from somewhere and it's perpetuated, and it's just a cycle that continues to keep going and keep going. And what Doug is saying, you're an exception to the rule. Yes, Kalisha, you are, because most people don't function like you and think like you like that. But at the end of the day, somebody has to break the cycle. Somebody has to say enough is enough. Somebody has to say, which is what you did, say, I'm going to choose to do something different, because what you said, I mean, this conversation should have been over, really, because you said that the kids come first, period. At the end of the day, period. I don't care about any of this. It's the well-being of the child. And if I'm hurt people. So most women are saying the only way that I can hurt this cat to hurt me is to hurt him through his child. No, that's leverage. You're trying to gain insight. You're trying to gain leverage. At the end of the day, if the parents say, it ain't got nothing to do with you, it ain't got nothing to do with me, only thing it has to do with is the child has the best opportunity to be successful, period. Amen. You can talk about me, you can talk about my mama, you can, whatever it is. None of that matters, because at the end of the day, I'm all about the child. And in these situations, those who experience that and those who are on both sides of that coin, either you wasn't put first, or they didn't, as a adult, us who are adults, we wasn't put first as a child, and now as a parent, the child's not put first, and we want the child to be put first because we experienced it from the other end. So
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. You know, I've had fun, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight on Unhinged. We appreciate you guys for coming through. Make sure y'all drop in the comments. Y'all, okay, I'm just saying, Jody, go ahead, wrap your show.
I'm looking like, wait a minute.
I was gonna hit that remove button so fast.
I'm gonna remove myself. How about this?
We're gonna get a talking to about this one.
So, all honesty, though, you're right. Oh, we just got to talking. But in all honesty, the thing is this: that 90% of the time, that the person that we're blaming is never really the person that we're giving their fault. It's like Lolita say, you know what I'm saying, that 50 Cent could have taken more interaction with his son, which is probably expect. And what Doug is saying is that there's a lot of bitter moms out there that just like, hey, I'm gonna hurt you by keeping this kid away from you. And it's never really the same thing. The person we talking about is never really the example that we're trying to get, because the dads that are tired from trying, they're not dealing with the moms that are tired from being the custodial parent. Because I guarantee you, the moms that are custodial parents would like, I'd love a nigga that would go to court. If a man, I want the man that's gonna go to court. So that exactly. That we go back and forth. So for every situation with Telly where he's fighting 15 years, you know what I'm saying, you got a woman out there that was like, look, I wish this nigga would just come pick this kid up on the fucking weekends. You know what I'm saying?
I meet him all the time. And I'm like, why can't I have you as a child mother then? Because shit, it's less stressful on me. Like, man, let's work together. That's all I keep saying. Let's work together. Let's work together. Let's work together. Let's make sure we raise a well-rounded human being that we put out in this world that's gonna be straight.
Some people don't want to do that, but we're gonna end it on. We're gonna end it on. So, you know, every week I like to leave y'all with a little bit of word of wisdom. We can make it short, sweet, and to the point. Don't get married till you're 30, and don't have kids till after that, because it'll save you a lot of this shit on this show.
That's the one.
This conversation we had could be saved a lot if you didn't get married till you was 30, and if you didn't have kids till after that.
That's why I ain't got no kids now. I peeped the game earlier. I was like, oh no, y'all niggas crazy.
Yeah, so we go leave it all. So before we leave, right? Make sure y'all check us out. Wait, hit the link. Wait, that's right. Follow all our social medias. If you haven't, go ahead and follow our social medias right there. Okay, at Family Talk, and you'll catch. Tell her you hanging out with us Saturday. You will catch me and Mr. Who Love You Baby Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock. What Telly's at? Central, 8 o'clock Central, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch us out with the Family Barbecue. We'll have the same conversation, just a little bit shorter this time. But other than that, man, that's it. We out. We overboard. Hey, we in the detention office this week. I'm blaming it on Doug. Blaming everything on Doug.
It's always Doug.
Blaming everything on Doug.
Every time.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all coming to hang out. Sorry for keeping y'all so late.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
I'm still a little bit on
Good night.
We're going to the office on this one.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit on that Vegas time right now. So my bad. You know what I'm saying? I'll let everybody get to sleep. We appreciate y'all hanging out. We'll be at y'all next week, man. Peace.
Peace out.
Tell them I ain't mad if they ain't know. You know I ain't mad if you love it. Can't nobody overtake this moment from me. So we go while I got it to fuck it.
Oh damn.
You cut that short quick.
Right.